Hey everybody!
Hi!
We are here. We are queer. We are ready for some more disastrous happenings.
And I got a good couple of them.
Yeah, Kayla's pretty excited about this, about today's episode. So I'm pretty excited about it too. As a result. So hey everybody! Hope you're all having a good Sunday. If you are, fantastic. Hope we'll be making it even better for you. And if you're not, I hope that we can give you a little pick me up today for about 3 hours. 3 hours of me sucking at Katamari Damacy to make you feel better, and 3 hours of Kayla talking about people who are in way worse situations, so again, make you feel a little bit better.
I like to give you perspective.
Exactly. Queer disasters, exactly. Okay, okay. Queer Disasters sounds like the name of the absolute best queer punk band ever. Like, I could see a queer, like, punk or a queer rock band called the Queer Disasters.
Queer punk girl band.
Yes. Yes, I am in favor of this. Yes. I like this. This is good. This is good. This is good. And the drummers, oh god, what's it called? What's that drum called that sits on the ground? It's the one that, like, faces outwards. They usually put the band's logo on
it. Bass drum?
Yeah, the bass drum. There you go. Kick drum, bass drum. Either way, that drum, instead of the band's logo, would just say, fuck TERFs. Is queer punk a genre yet? It's about to be. Alright, everybody, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Oh, by the way, actually, before we do that, DisasterCast today, as you all know, tomorrow will be part 2 of my Psychonauts 2 playthrough, which I hope that you will be there to enjoy. If you're trying to avoid Psychonauts 2 until you get it yourself, totally understand. Just letting you know, that is what I'm going to be doing on Mondays for a while until we get that done. Although Psychonauts 2 is actually fairly compact. It's not like a... I'm actually sitting here going, oh my god, it's like, even if you go completionist route, it's probably going to be like 24 to 25 hours at the most. And I'm just like sitting here like, yes! I miss this! Like, I like open world games, don't get me wrong. I enjoy open world games to a certain extent, but there's just been so many of them lately. I remember whenever Psychonauts 2 said, okay, now it's officially out, and I was like, well, gotta play it now. I remember thinking, fuck, I hope the main story isn't like 40 hours long, like basically every single open world modern game nowadays. I was like, I really hope it's not open world, which it's not. It's got a little bit of exploration. It's got a good amount to kind of keep you interested and make you like look around, but it's not open world. And I really, really like that. It's like, oh my god, a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it is compact and it flows. Holy shit, I missed that. And I agree, Angel Queer Calamities is also a great name for a band. For a queer punk band. Yeah, sometimes you just enjoy getting tied and bound to a stable story like it's your bed frame on a Friday night. Exactly, Izzy. See, Izzy gets it. Kayla is just like Kayla has the look on her face that she gets when she's like, I am just gonna disappear into my happy place so I don't have to hear this. That's the view on Kayla's face right now, just the...
You know, I'm glad that you have a healthy relationship with your girlfriend, and, you know, you're gonna go and have fun whenever you two go out. But I don't want to think about my brother having sex. I don't want to think about either of them having sex. I don't want to think about either of my brothers having sex. Even though I've seen 2 results of my brother having sex.
Yeah, it's like, you sound a little bit like Dad right now, not gonna lie.
Why? I clean your goddamn house and this is how you fucking treat me?
I pay for your goddamn food.
I cleaned the goddamn house for nothing.
Oh god, we're doing this. We're doing this.
Do you have any idea how much our uncle immediately undoes all of my work as soon as it's done?
Yes, I do, because I've been in your position.
True.
Oh.
Look, I don't have a job. Cleaning is all I got right now.
Personal question, what was Ashley's reaction to having a boyfriend instead of a girlfriend? Ashley's completely chill with it, is he? Like, Ashley's way of dealing with it, well,
I was about to say.
Yeah, that was the wrong way to put it. That was the incorrect way to put it. She's not dealing with anything. She's happy as long as I'm happy, and she's thriving as long as I'm thriving. approach. Let's put it that way. And something that I actually really do appreciate is basically whenever we see each other over a way of dealing with Bird as usual, exactly. Whenever we're like whenever we call each other on Discord and shit like that, almost like right out the gate, it's like there's usually certain things I wear that kind of indicate to her what pronouns I'm feeling that night.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's unsure, she just asks. She's just like, "What are you feeling tonight?" And I really appreciate that. She like takes the time to like ask to see how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling one way or another, or if I'm kind of feeling in between. So she's totally chill with it.
See, me, James, and Sarah just refer to you as a guy.
Yeah.
We just call you dude.
Yeah, I mainly appreciate, like, whenever people ask, I mostly default to he and they, mainly because I get she so much in work.
Yeah.
So I kind of need the he and the they to sort of balance it out. So whenever people, like, ask, most times I just prefer he and they. I'm actually getting a little bit more and more into he and they, but I wonder if that's partially because I've spent so long going by she. I wonder if, like, if I have a few years of going by he and they, if that'll help me feel more balanced, where I can kind of be like, hey, you know, any of the 3 pronouns is totally fine. Any of the pronouns is completely okay with me, you know? But right now, if someone asks, I'm going to default to he and they.
Well, Sarah calls you my brother, and James just says dude, so.
Yeah, like, that's totally cool with me. I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's a healthy relationship. We just have and also, she was basically like, because I've kind of started really embracing my, like, skater dad energy.
Skater dad who runs the Sunday school, like, offers you a Mountain Dew while you talk about Jesus.
Yeah, but, like, not the creepy.
Yeah, not the creepy one,
guy.
just the one
not
who's
the creepy
legitimately
guy. Yeah,
chill.
not the creepy guy who runs the youth Sunday school program and, you know, is
uses
doing
it to creep up on
a genuinely
girls?
genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, you're just, like, genuinely chill. Probably take a couple pot brownies before you go to Sunday service.
Yeah, that would kind of be me. But, like, since I've sort of embraced that, she's kind of just been like, I did not realize how much I kind of like little twink skater boys. And I was like, oh, well, all right then, because apparently that's kind of the vibe that I give off to her a little
yes.
bit. So she's been completely cool with it. She's like, ooh, new sexuality unlocked.
You're like either little twink skater boy or bodybuilding anime nerd.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Like, it sort of fluctuates between back and forth. Apparently so, Dax. I did not know. It's purely
just because you are physically shorter than Ashley.
I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, but even if, like...
everything's a twink to her. Yeah.
Like, even if, like, in the first, even if in a couple of years I started doing, like, HRT or anything like that, like, to where where I had the ability to grow facial hair, I don't think I even would grow facial hair. Like, I'd be that guy. Like, you know, I'm just not gonna be one of those, like, I wouldn't really be a Wolverine, you know, where he's kind of short, stocky, but he's, like, really furry. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that, you know? I'd be, like, one of those kind of tiny but well-groomed dudes. So, I guess in that sense, yeah, I kind of am a little bit of a twink. Kayla's just like, okay.
I mean, I'm doing my absolute best to remind myself of pronouns. So I can be respectful.
Fair enough.
And honestly, the easiest way is for me to say to myself, I have 2 brothers.
That's fair. Okay. I guess we should probably hop on into it.
I don't know. I think we were having a pretty good discussion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I
don't have any gender identity issues. I'm the lucky one here. But I mean, it's important for people to learn.
Yeah. And, you know, for people to not feel alone. If I have a lurker who, like, listens to my streams because I make them feel more comfortable about themselves, dope. Also, lurkers, you are very much welcome here. I love all of you. If you just turn on my stream and then put it in the background, I love it. If you're doing another thing, I want you to hear me right now. I love you, and I appreciate you. I'm glad that you feel comfortable enough to have me in the background.
Yay!
All right, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing where we play the games.
Exactly, Dex. Anyone who judges, get bent.
Exactly.
Die mad.
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Now, you can 100% judge me on my Katamari playing because I am I am bad at this. I am bad at this
You're
one.
bad at this particular one because of the motion control that it's trying to shoehorn.
Yeah, it's really trying to make me, like, I feel like I'd be better if I got used to, like, the motion control jump, but I don't want to get used to the motion control jump.
Very true. We only judge TERFs and Nazis.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
There we go.
We judge TERFs, we judge Nazis.
It's a Venn diagram.
We judge TERFs, we judge Nazis, and we laugh at prominent anti-vaxxers who get COVID and die from it.
Yes. I need to make a PowerPoint of who all we judge as just a 3-circle Venn diagram.
I'm just here to appraise Bird's ball handling skills. Well, I mean, I was doing all right on the basics, and then when it got more complicated, I just sort of fumbled the ball. What can I say?
Maybe you're not good at it because your balls aren't real.
It's
so you're
possible.
not used to it.
That is extremely possible, I'm not gonna lie.
I have asked guys that sometimes they will just play with their balls whenever they have nothing else to do, whenever it's like a fidget toy attached to them.
I'm actually gonna come out and say that I kind of support that mindset of just, messing around, because, like, first off, a lot of women do the same thing with their boobs. Not my dysphoric ass, because my boobs are a massive source of my dysphoria.
I have groped my boobs many a time.
Yeah. But another part of the reason why I kind of endorse it is, like, that's how you spot testicular cancer and breast cancer sooner.
Yep.
Part of the reason why I kind of want to have top surgery, number one, is because boobs are a massive dysphoria thing for me. I really hate my boobs. Like, it really
We'll go in
me.
together. You'll have your boobs completely taken off. I'll just have mine greatly reduced.
Yeah. That was actually the hardest part for Ashley, was whenever I said, I don't really like my boobs very much, because she really, really loves them. And I appreciate that. I'm glad that she loves them, but I don't. And I'm not saying that, like, she made me feel bad about it. Like, she respects the fact that I really don't like them and I'm seriously considering top surgery. Although she has said, would you consider maybe just, like, a massive reduction instead? Like, down to, like, an A cup? I was like, I would consider that. I was like, it's just...
Yeah, because you can go out without a bra.
Well, it's just, they're kind of in the way a lot. It is just really bothers me.
Yo, they're in the way for you! They're fucking in the way for you!
Well, at least you don't feel like...
40 triple D!
Well, at least you don't feel like I have boobs and this is wrong. You just feel like I have big boobs and it's inconvenient.
I'll give you that one. I have also had this discussion with James about, like, getting my boobs, like, reduced. And on one hand, he's sad because, like Ashley, he likes my boobs. Mm-hmm. Someone has to, because I don't really fucking like them. Mm-hmm. But he said, can you keep your thighs? And I'm like, I think that's kind of non-negotiable at this point in my life, so I mean, yeah. Hey, if I can wear some Spanx underneath a skirt, I can fucking rock it.
I will agree with you there.
I will keep the
you rock your skirts.
I know. I've gotten so confident in the last couple of years. I'm not used to it. It's weird.
All right, let's make a gigantic ball while Kayla talks to us about... I guess we gotta stop with the talk about our disastrous gender identities for status reports. Yes, I think it's time we had an update.
I just fucking updated you. I was screaming out Windows, not
my
this.
Calculations. At the very moment the king awakens, error terror module engaged. Press any key to panic. This thing is so you.
Yeah.
Oh dear, this isn't good at all.
Why do you think I cleaned the whole fucking house? This is how I deal.
The future is so scary and bleak.
Me.
Fucking hell! This is 2020 and 2021. My circuits won't let me speak about it. Go, roll, forget we ever spoke of this. I get like that when someone tries to get me to talk about my future too. I'm just like, go, roll, we never spoke of this. This discussion never happened. Go away.
How do you think I feel waiting on my job applications? And everyone is just like, oh, when are you getting the job? Where are you getting hired? I don't fucking know. Hospitals are busy.
Yeah, hospitals are fucking busy. All right, all about size. Make it this big and this. Oh god. Oh god. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the one I completely failed at.
Do better.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, so for today, I have the Maccabiah Bridge collapse, Alaska Airlines Flight 261, and the Iroquois theater fire.
Ooh. Oh, we're getting a theater fire, y'all. We've never had one of those. This will be a DisasterCast first. Welcome, everyone, to the DisasterCast virginity taking of our very first time talking about a theater fire.
I mean, I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I like to try and keep it interesting.
You're all here to witness a very historic event. How do you all feel about that?
So we can either talk about, which one do we get? Go away, Windows Update!
I'm gonna go ahead and say let's do the theater fire last because, like, you know, let's savor this. Let's enjoy the foreplay before we get to the first time, you know?
I gotcha. So we have...
It's just like, oh, okay, you fucking weird man.
It's not the first time I've dealt with a weird man in my life.
Yeah.
Again, I just talked about how big my boobs are. Do you have any idea what kind of shit I've dealt with?
Yeah, I have an idea. My boobs ain't that big, but they're just big enough for people to notice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had someone check me out while I was on a date with James. It was weird, because he was like 16, 17 anime nerd.
Oh.
And it was me and James, like, at this, it was that video game bar, where they also allow, like, kids in for families and stuff to go have fun or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and I didn't notice at first until, we were doing skee ball, and James just suddenly stands behind me immediately, and I'm just like, okay, he's got a cop a feel, whatever, I don't care. And, I turn around and I'm like, what's going on? And he said, the kid behind us keeps staring at you. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
That was nice of him. Like, if I'm there with somebody and they notice that someone's, like, just blatantly leering at me, I don't mind kind of getting a little bit of a check out. I don't mind that. But if some kid is just blatantly leering at me, yeah, I'm cool with somebody, like, kind of moving in between their line of sight and me. I'm pretty chill with that.
I'm quite proud of him for doing that for me. Because again, I didn't really notice. I guess because
you're playing skee ball. You get very competitive in skee ball.
Because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before that led me to that?
I was saying, you weird fucking man. Yeah, I was joking about you calling me a weird fucking man.
That's it.
And then you started talking about weird men. But I was saying, let's do the theater fire last.
Okay,
you know, really build up that foreplay.
So we either have the Maccabiah bridge collapse, which occurred at the Jewish Olympics, involved dirty water, and truly the lowest bidder built a footbridge. Or we have Alaska Airlines Flight 261, which involves maintenance espionage, a false alarm before disaster, and email scams.
Everything about this sounds amazing, and you're making me pick one?
Yes.
Chat,
would you like to pick one?
Let's do... I vote, okay, you know what? I vote for the airplane crash. I want some espionage before I get to my Jewish Olympics.
Okay, look, the espionage is not that exciting, but
But it'll be exciting if I hum the Mission Impossible theme song when you get to the part about the espionage.
I suppose so.
Okay, so let me know when we're getting to the espionage, and I'll start humming the Mission Impossible theme song.
Okay.
While you talk about that part, I will hum the theme song.
Okay, well, I'll have
Kayla's just like, okay.
What? Whatever floats your boat, you weird man.
Okay.
Okay. So the Alaska Airlines Flight 261 disaster occurred January 31st, 2000.
Alright, so about 21 years ago.
21 years ago. Ha! You feel old yet?
Not really.
Sure.
You know. Getting older is really not the soul-crushing experience that I was led to believe that it was.
What's it like having a healthy mindset about aging? I'm not used to that.
It's alright.
I guess I have less of a healthy mindset because, again, I don't have a job and I can't afford to live on my own. So, I'm just
but you're getting there. Like, there's improvement.
I'm trying.
There you go. Just view it that way.
Okay, that got depressing. So anyway, the aircraft involved was a McDonnell Douglas MD-83.
For a second there, I thought McDonald's had, like, branched out into fucking airplanes. So I was like, oh.
I wouldn't be surprised
First
at this
pizza,
point.
now airplanes.
I wouldn't.
You remember the McDonald's pizza?
I remember McDonald's spaghetti.
I remember that too! What the fuck? That shit happened, y'all.
We as a society let that happen.
Yeah, I know. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
I mean, there's a lot to be ashamed of.
That was the moment when we should have stopped everything and just ate the rich. That's the moment we should have just left this fucking world behind.
Yeah. McDonald's food on airplanes. I mean, I've smelt McDonald's food on airplanes before.
I have 100% taken McDonald's onto an airplane before. I've 100% done that.
I want to next time we go to TwitchCon now. Now that you've said that.
That was pretty cool. Anyway.
Oh yeah, sorry. So, this plane was, let's see, manufactured and delivered new to Alaska Airlines in 1992, so it was only about 8 years old whenever shit went down. Not as old as a seaplane, but...
Okay. But it was still up there.
Still kind of up there. It's hitting about the midlife crisis era of its legacy, because...
Just getting ready to go out with a hot chick 20 years younger than it and get a Ferrari.
Or a motorcycle.
Or a motorcycle, yeah.
Whichever dealership they pass by first.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Okay, so the pilots of Flight 261 were highly experienced. Captain Ted Thompson had about 18,000 flight hours and more than 4,000 in this particular type of plane.
Mm-hmm.
First Officer Bill Tansky had around 8,000 total flight hours, but almost all of them were as a first officer for this particular kind of plane.
Okay, so in both cases, really no spring chickens here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and neither pilot had been involved in an accident or an incident prior to the incident we're gonna get to.
Yeah, well, you know, all it really takes, when you think about it, when it comes to airplanes, it really only takes one incident.
Oh, and both of them served in the Vietnam War.
Aw.
Yeah.
Like, dang it, you survived Vietnam just to have this happen? That sucks.
Yeah. Let's see. So, it's 83
Took
passengers.
up Pierre's residence. Fuck you, Pierre.
It's 83 passengers, 2 pilots, and 3 flight attendants.
Alright. It's a pretty decent sized plane.
Yeah,
Good sized plane, yeah. Okay.
pretty good size.
Because you don't normally survive to make the second incident. Fair.
Yeah. Very true. A lot of them, at least 12 people on the flight, and, let's see. Well, actually, 35 people on the flight were in some way connected to Alaska Airlines because, you know, it's the end of the month, late January, not as many flights as you would expect because we just finished up the Christmas season. Mm-hmm. So it's mainly just employees, like, just filling up the seats at that point.
Yeah, just like getting home for their after holidays vacation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them decide to take their vacation after the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Alright. So the initial flight segment. So Alaska Airlines departed from Puerto Vallarta, Licenciado Gustavo Diaz Ordaz International Airport.
Holy shit, you made it.
Woo!
Felt like I just watched you run a marathon.
I had a stumble. They got me in the first half. They're not gonna lie.
There was a slight fumble, but you recovered nicely. I appreciate that.
Need a victory sip. So they left at 1:37 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And they climbed to its intended, you know, cruising altitude of 31,000 feet. And it was scheduled to land at San Francisco International Airport. A little before 3:49 p.m., the flight crew contacted the airline's dispatch and maintenance control facilities to let them know that there was a jammed horizontal stabilizer and a possible diversion to LAX was needed.
Okay.
So
is that a situation where, like, okay, we need to get this fixed, but it's not like oh god, we're all gonna die. Like,
Yeah, it's not exactly, oh god, we're all gonna die, but we do need to, like, divert and land sooner to get this fixed.
Okay, yeah. It's like, but we need to get this fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the jam stabilizer prevented operation of the trim system, which is normally, it's how they make slight adjustments to the flight control surfaces to keep the plane stable.
Okay. Yeah, so
it's a little helper
to
to have the pilots stay level.
Which you kind of want on an airplane. You want to stay level.
Yeah, so it's understandable. They're like, okay, we can technically handle this, but we want to land a lot sooner to handle this.
Yeah. Okay.
At their cruising altitude and speed, the position of the jam stabilizer had the pilots pull on their yokes.
Yokes.
The steering columns, basically.
Yeah.
With about 10 pounds of force to keep level. So
God.
They had to keep 10 pounds of force on there.
Okay, so they were getting their arm workout.
Yeah, fuck you, Shake Weight. We got this.
Yeah.
Neither the flight crew or the company maintenance could determine the cause of the jam. It was just there at that point.
It just jammed! It was jammed, everyone! Someone call Minx. She'll figure it out. Or she won't, you know.
Yeah, they repeatedly tried to fix it on their own, but nothing was working, so they're like, hey, we gotta stop at LAX.
Yeah.
So the flight crew also had several discussions with the company dispatcher about whether they can divert to LAX or whether they're going to be forced to just complete the flight to the San Francisco International Airport.
Okay.
Thankfully, they were allowed to divert down to LAX.
That's good.
Yeah. So, later, the National Transportation Safety Board is quoted as saying, "The flight crew's decision to divert the flight to Los Angeles was prudent and appropriate, and Alaska Airlines dispatch personnel appear to have attempted to influence the flight crew to continue to San Francisco instead of diverting."
Right.
So it's like, hey, finish the fucking flight.
Like, hey, motherfuckers, we should not finish. If we don't stop now, we will not finish this fucking flight. Ever. Well, we'll finish it, but it'll be a very, very, explosive finish.
Speaking of which...
Oh, great.
Yeah, the cockpit voice recorder indicated the dispatcher was concerned about the effect on the schedule.
I mean, a fiery crash and death of a bunch of passengers is probably going to have a greater effect on the schedule.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know what affects scheduling and shit? Lawsuits.
Lawsuits definitely affect scheduling. Put that on a t-shirt. Lawsuits affect scheduling and shit.
New bird merch.
We need something on there besides you.
But I'm beautiful.
You are very beautiful, yes.
Aww. Anyway.
Back to rolling.
So, first dive and recovery.
So we've already crashed.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean dive as in it started going down, but they recovered?
Yes.
Okay.
This was the false alarm.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, I feel like I just slept through part of this.
No. So, at 4:09, the crew successfully unjammed the horizontal stabilizer, and upon being freed, it quickly moved to an extreme nose-down position.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, the aircraft was in an almost vertical nosedive. As soon as they got their thing unjammed, it's immediately like, oh, thank God we fixed it. Oh, God, I can see the ground.
Oh, God damn it. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, the plane dropped from about 31,000 feet to 23,000 feet in about 80 seconds.
Oh, great.
That's pretty fucking fast.
That is really fucking fast. That's like horrifically fucking fast. Hey, look at Shenron.
Give me my wishes.
I wish that I was better at this game. There are some things that are beyond my great power.
So yeah, the pilots tried their goddamnedest to regain control of the aircraft, and it was only when they were able to pull between 130, 140 pounds of force on the
Holy shit,
controls.
they were literally like standing and leaning back on this to make it work.
Yeah. It was only after that that they were able to roughly stabilize the plane and get it horizontal.
Ugh. Damn it. Fucked up. I fucked up!
You fucked up.
I fucked up! I fucked up! I gave her all she got, but she ain't got much more coming!
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Hey, I spoke to his son one time. And
Yeah,
he did not
his son's an
hesitate to fucking
asshole.
God, yeah, seriously. I shouldn't say that. He's gonna yell about me on that radio show that his friend owns that he was very proud of.
What, does he have a Google alert anytime someone says his name on the internet?
He might, for all I know. Yo, one of the sons of the guy who played Scotty in the original Star Trek has a massive
Chip on his shoulder?
yes. It's a straight up inferiority complex.
I know.
Like, I felt like I started off the conversation being like, oh shit, this Scotty's son, that's pretty cool. And by the end of it, I was like, I feel so sorry for you, dude.
By the end of it, you were like, I'm not even gonna tell you my sister has a Star Trek tattoo.
By the end of it, I was just like, oh god. Like, he kind of was a dick too, I'm not gonna lie, Dax. But it was one of those cases where somebody's a dick, but you just feel sorry for him, you know? So, anyway.
So, Alaska 261 immediately notified air traffic control as soon as that shit happened.
Yeah, just like, we got a big problem here.
Yeah.
Like a really big problem. Like a massive problem. Dax! Oh, Izzy, thank you very much for gifting that sub to Dax. Ain't y'all both just so cool? Both just being so nice. Anyway.
So, there was a little bit of runaway trim on the plane that the flight crew could have tried to correct after seeing this, after experiencing this sudden nosedive, but they immediately thought, no, I don't want to fix anything else. I don't want to do anything else on this plane that isn't landing at LAX, thank you very much.
Wait. Who did, the crew didn't want to do anything else, or like?
The crew, they noticed that there was something else, some runaway trim on the plane that they could take care of in conjunction with the, stabilizer thing that they had just fixed and immediately felt the consequences of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, we can also fix this thing, but we kind of don't want to because we just fixed one thing and we went into a nosedive.
I mean, I guess I kind of get where they're coming from on that, although...
They're just like, we just want to land at LAX and get this fixed on the ground.
Okay, yeah. That mindset does make sense to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Anyway.
So, after getting roughly horizontal...
Roughly!
They started going into a lower altitude to get ready to land at LAX.
Okay.
Which, I mean, must have been easy since they dropped over... about 10,000 feet from the nose.
I was like, hey, so we're gonna be coming in for that landing a little bit quicker than expected.
God, imagine the passengers on this plane.
Most of whom are airline employees, so you can't, like, bullshit them.
Yeah. You can't say, oh, it's just general turbulence.
Yeah, no, they're just like, no, it's not. I know General Turbulence. I am great friends with General Turbulence. This is major disaster right here, and he's a dick.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm kind of very proud of myself for that pun joke that I just made.
That was a good joke.
Yeah, that kind of came to me just, Do I get a jelly bean for that? I've been watching a new season of Puppet History. It's really good.
I love
been enjoying it a lot.
So much.
Yeah, Ashley and I watch every Friday whenever the new episodes release.
Yeah.
Most times she already knows everything about the thing that's being talked about, though, because she's really fucking smart, and I love her. That's pretty gay.
But still better than some hetero relationships.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to take a guess, whenever people are like, oh, you're so sickeningly cute together, I'm always just like, Yeah, don't you want to be sickeningly cute with the person that you love? I really can't fathom people not wanting to have. I mean, I guess if it's a little too much like all the time, I guess yeah, maybe it does feel a little bit weird. But I'm always just kind of like, do you not want to be affectionate with the person that you love?
It's like whenever you see a relationship on TV and the person getting in the relationship has like a healthy home life and they actually really like their parents, and someone comments like, "Oh, you're marrying someone just like your dad or your mom," and I'm just sitting here like, the protagonist has a very good
they have a
parental
good
relationship. And their parent has proved themselves to be actually a very good person. Why wouldn't they want someone like them?
Yeah, why wouldn't they want to try to find somebody who had a similar disposition and a similar personality? It just kind of makes sense.
I kind of went for James because he was kind of the best parts of Dad.
Yeah. I'll freely admit part of the reason why I love Ashley is because she's completely different from our parents.
Very understandable.
Yeah. But, like, if you got a healthy relationship with your parents, then I could see someone being like, that's the kind of relationship that I want in my married life because I have lived that relationship throughout my childhood, and it was a good relationship.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, the second dive.
Speaking of unhealthy things.
Yeah. So, at 4:19 p.m., the cockpit voice recorder recorded the sounds of at least 4 distinct thumps.
Oh, great.
This was immediately followed 17 seconds later by an extremely loud noise.
Oh, God. Just a noise? They didn't, like,
just an extremely loud noise. We don't know what it was.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's even worse.
As the overstrained jack screw assembly failed completely.
Oh, God. Oh, this bad.
Yeah, the jack screw separated from the Acme nut holding it in place.
Oh no. Is that the Jesus nut?
Yeah, that's...
Oh no!
That's the Jesus nut.
A quick bit of lingo, fill in for everybody else who maybe doesn't watch DisasterCast as often. We often refer to the Jesus nut in something like an airplane or a bridge because it is usually the nut that when it finally gives out, that is when the absolute disaster takes place. We call it the Jesus nut because it is a military term for a certain type of nut that is used in the propeller of a helicopter, and if that nut fails, the crew will be joining Jesus.
Yep.
So when we say that something is the Jesus nut, we're usually meaning that's the thing that when it gave out, disaster was unavoidable.
Yeah.
So we just refer, even if it's not a nut, we just refer to it as the Jesus nut. Okay, continue.
So
that has been your DisasterCast lesson for the day.
So as a result of the Jesus nut giving out and going to hell, the horizontal stabilizer failed again.
Oh no.
And the aircraft once again rapidly pitched into a dive.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was going into a dive, but there was enough warning to be given to other aircraft in the vicinity to maintain visual contact with that plane.
Okay.
To see what the fuck was going on. So
we're basically just gonna kind of circle around a little bit while a dude in the traffic control tower with a pair of really decent binoculars is gonna, like, look at the plane, see if he can identify what the problem is.
Yeah, so the aircraft, Alaska Airlines, immediately contacted the air traffic control.
Oh, goody.
One pilot radioed, quote, oh, sorry, these are the other aircraft in the vicinity. Getting in touch with air traffic control. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's all right.
I get confused every now and again. One pilot reported, quote, that plane has just started to do a big, huge plunge. Quote.
Oh, God. He's just like...
But wait, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
Wait, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
Another pilot reported, quote, yes, sir, I concur. He is definitely in a nose down, position descending quite rapidly.
They're so like the terminology being used right now.
You know what? I honest to God think that at least in one of those pilots' minds, the thought immediately went to, well, at least it's not my plane.
Possibly. I don't doubt for a second.
I mean, I'm enough of an asshole to admit, yeah, that would be one of my first thoughts of, well, it's not my plane.
I have 100% had thoughts of, like, you know...
I passed by car crashes and just immediately went, oh, it's not my car.
Better, yeah. I mean, I'm glad it's not me, at least.
Yeah.
I think everybody has that
It's just
feeling.
a human thing.
Yeah, I think everybody feels like that at times.
It kind of goes to the mindset of humanity where you grow up, and a lot of people never grow out of this thinking that they're the center of their entire universe, and you kind of keep that subconscious mindset, and I think that's where those thoughts stem from and why they get louder whenever we see disaster.
I actually will kind of slightly disagree with you on where that mindset comes from, because I think it also partially comes from the fact that as you get older, you do realize that you're not indestructible.
Yeah.
And that bad things do happen to people for absolutely no reason. So I think part of it is also the relief that the bad thing that happened this time, didn't happen to you, you know?
Yeah.
I think part of it is our understanding that, you know, we're not invincible and sometimes bad shit just happens.
And we get that momentary sigh of relief of, oh, bad shit didn't happen to me.
Yeah, the bad thing didn't happen to me. Like, you know. You then probably, like, immediately afterwards, you feel bad that the bad thing did happen to somebody.
Like, oh, I should probably see if I can help in any way.
Yeah, but there is a moment of, I recognize that I am not indestructible in this world and bad things can happen to me for absolutely no reason.
And I'm glad it didn't happen this time.
Yeah. Again, though, that's just my opinion.
I mean, that's fair. That's probably more accurate.
Got very sidetracked there. My apologies,
We keep
everybody.
getting so sidetracked. We're almost 50 minutes in, and I'm like only 1/3 of the way through the Wikipedia page.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
So, air traffic control tried to contact the Alaskan Airlines flight, and the crew of a SkyWest airliner in the vicinity reported, quote, he's definitely out of control.
Wow! Thank you for that input, everybody.
Like, okay, we have functioning eyes, but, you know, thanks for the reassurance that my cataracts aren't acting up.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks. Good to know that I need to just go ahead and cancel my eye doctor appointment today.
Yeah. Excuse me. So, although the cockpit voice recorder captured the co-pilot saying Mayday, no radio communications were ever received from the flight crew.
Do you think the radio gave out?
Possibly?
Or, you know, it could have been that instance where you hit the intercom instead of the radio.
I don't know. I don't know how all the flips and switches and shit on the airplane work.
Yeah. It could have been.
There's way too many of them.
That's true. That's true. That's why we're not pilots.
Yeah.
I say, well, why did it do that? I don't fucking know. I'm not a pilot.
That's the other tagline of the DisasterCast. I don't know. I'm not an insert job title here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a streamer, not a blank.
And then we just have cartoon Dr. McCoy pop up in the other corner.
I'm a streamer, not a whatever the fuck we're talking about today.
So, the cockpit voice recorder transcript reveals the pilot's continuous attempts to regain control of the aircraft during the dive.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, unable to raise the nose, they attempted to fly the plane upside down in an effort to maintain control.
I mean, if you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm just like, I feel like we went in a different direction than what I was expecting.
I definitely was not expecting an upside down plane in this story. I'll be completely upfront with everybody on that.
I'm good at burying the lead, aren't I?
You are, yeah, I gotta say.
Ood.
Ood. I was really hoping that I could just get the holly and just leave the wood and it'd be really funny.
Okay. So the inverting of the aircraft managed to, like, slow down the dive into almost level flight. So going upside down actually did kind of work for a minute.
I mean, okay.
But then they had lost too much altitude.
Okay, fair. You know what? Yeah. Imagine that brief moment of, oh shit, we're upside down. Oh shit, this is actually kind of work. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck, there's the ocean.
Oh shit balls.
At 4:22 Flight 261 impacted with the Pacific Ocean at high speed at about, and it was about 14 miles offshore between the coastal city of Port Hueneme, California, and the Anacapa Island.
Okay.
At this time, pilots from other aircrafts flying in the vicinity were reported in, with one SkyWest Airlines pilot saying, quote, "And he just hit the water."
Wow! It was like they were like it was like taking bets on when it was gonna happen or something.
Do you think they were?
I mean, possibly. I don't know. I don't want to put words into any of the pilots' mouths, especially if those words make them seem
It sounds like
dicks.
a Funny or Die sketch.
It kind of does, yeah. It's like there was a College Humor sketch where they were like, you know, in case of an in case of an emergency thing, and it just got more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, and then the engine like exploded. Like, well, our engine has exploded, and we are entering a nosedive. We are definitely gonna die. So in case of an afterlife, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. In case the Muslims were the ones who were correct, and they start doing a Muslim prayer, but in the unlikely event that the Jews got it right, and then he like started doing a Jewish prayer.
I
and
mean,
it was just like this was, and they had flight attendants like reenacting everything. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, it was a good sketch.
not gonna lie, I'd probably be doing the exact same thing if I knew my death was imminent.
Yeah, just like, well,
I'd just be like, okay, what prayers do I know?
yeah.
Gotta try and save my ass.
Yeah. No atheists in the foxholes, as they say.
Yep. Okay.
We're gonna have to retry this.
Okay.
Alright.
Another reported quote, yes sir, he hit the water, he's, down.
Wow. It's just like,
Okay, Jeff Goldblum.
I was like, okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, the aircraft was destroyed by the impact forces, and all occupants on board were killed by blunt force impact trauma.
Yeah? Yeah? Makes sense. I'll be over here making invisible friends. Holy shit. This poor guy.
Me?
You need a hug, Kayla?
No, don't fucking touch me.
Okay. I respect your bodily autonomy.
6 feet apart or 6 feet deep, motherfucker.
Alright. I respect your bodily autonomy.
Besides, tomorrow I get so many cuddles. So many.
Why? What happens tomorrow?
Hopefully I will see James.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm gonna, like, check in with him all day, see how he's feeling. Make sure he's not feeling sick or anything.
Will that be long enough? James got exposed to somebody who had COVID. Will that be long enough for him to start showing symptoms? Like, it was only yesterday.
I talked to him throughout the whole... I had him talk me through the whole situation of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, part of their company policy is they knock on the door and then they immediately get, like, at least 5 to 6 feet back.
Okay.
From the door.
Okay.
So, when the dude opened, he was over 6 feet away from him. Okay. Whenever he yelled, "Hey, I have COVID!"
I'm still pissed off about that.
So he never got direct contact with the dude. The dog from inside his house came up and rubbed against his leg.
But it's very rare for
yeah, like
even unvaccinated. That's pretty rare to get.
Yeah, I think the CDC said like it doesn't really transfer from animals to humans.
Okay.
And as soon as he got back to the car, he didn't get in the car. He just explained to his supervisor what happened, and his supervisor got out a can of disinfectant spray from the car and just sprayed him down.
Okay.
So I'm just like, okay, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that is more reassuring.
Yeah.
And he immediately sanitized his hands and all that?
Yeah, he cleaned himself up.
Okay. I do feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully...
I feel like he could have told you all of that from the start.
Well, he was already upset. Because he knew I was gonna be like, no, I can't see you today.
Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, we had a long talk last night.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all talked.
Yeah. No yelling or anything, no really getting upset, just talking.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's the part of Dad I'm glad that he did not have.
Yeah.
Which is why I picked him.
Fair enough.
I'm like, that's my person.
Fair enough. Okay, anyway.
So, Yeah, everyone died from sudden impact.
Yeah?
Which I'd rather have that than drowning.
I mean, yeah, I guess. If I'm gonna pick a way to go. Because I really am terrified of any manner of dying that involves me not being able to breathe. That, like, really freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, no, you just slam your head into the chair in front of you so hard that it kills you.
Kills you instantly. I'm fine with it.
Fair enough.
I will take an instant death over literally anything else, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think anyone would. Except for the people who are like, no, I want to die in my sleep. You know, you still, like...
You're kind of dying in your sleep, if you think about it.
Yeah, except for, like, the 2 to 3 minutes beforehand where you know it's coming and you kind of shit your pants.
Yeah. Well, you know. We can't have everything we want.
Eh. So about 85% of the fuselage was eventually recovered from the ocean, along with the majority of the wing components, thanks to side-scan sonar, remote-operated vehicles, and commercial fishing boats.
Oh!
Just picking the shit up.
Just commercial fishing boats just came up. I was like, what's up?
I mean, you know, some of them are just out there trying to make a living, either through getting the fish and selling those to people, or they just find plain parts
it feels more and more like commercial fishing boats aren't really there for commercial fishing anymore. They're mostly just there to, like, be like, ah, we got another one. Got another airplane in pieces.
They ransom them to the airlines to be like, you want to find out what was the cause of this? You must pay the price, Mr. Bond.
You must answer my questions 3. What is your name?
Oh shit! So, all of the wreckage that they were able to recover was taken to a naval construction site in California for examination and documentation by our old friends, National Transportation Safety Board investigators.
Oh, yay.
I mentioned this in the last stream, but every time I see NTSB in an article, I immediately, even if they never explained what it is, I immediately know what it is because I've done so many of these now. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So, both the horizontal stabilizer trim system jack screw, aka the Acme screw,
the Jesus nut,
and the corresponding Acme nut, the other Jesus nut, they were able to actually find those. And the jack screw was constructed from case-hardened steel and was 22 inches long and 1.5 inches in diameter. So, I mean, a lot of shit had to be happening for this thing to fucking break.
Yeah.
Because it broke.
Because Jesus will nut twice.
That's what the story of Easter's all about, kids.
Yeah. Coming again. The second coming! Oh my god. This is a very awkward silence. Please say something.
So the Acme nut was constructed of a softer copper alloy. And so what happens with the jack screw and the Acme nut is the jack screw rotates and it moves up and down through the Acme nut. And this linear motion moves the horizontal stabilizer for the trim system.
Oh.
So it moves up and down to move the trim forces outside on the wing to try and keep everything level.
Okay. Wasn't really doing that right now, though, whenever it's, you know, broken, though.
Yeah, not when it snaps and it possibly sounds like a gunshot.
Oof. Your last thought is, oh, maybe somebody shot the plane down, so I won't get blamed for this. That was awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they were able to find the jack screw, and they found that...
Dex, thank you very much for the $25. Caleb punch. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna punch.
Can I slap you?
Yes.
Alright, are you ready?
I'm ready. Hang on, let me move my, thing. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, now I don't know if I really want to slap you, because, I mean, you're my brother, and I love you.
I know that you're just fucking with me I know you're just fucking with me.
Well, how do you know that I'm fucking with you. Why would you assume that of me after everything I have done?
Just do it!
And all I do for this house.
I want it! Hit me! I'm ready! Hit me!
But now I don't want to do it now that you want it.
Oh. Oh, God!
Oh, God.
You dick.
Oh, God. It was... I had to do everything in my power to get you back.
I'm into that shit!
I had to do everything to try and get your guard back down. And I was like...
Fuck you.
I was like, oh, God, I gotta think on my feet and I'm bad at improv.
Fuck you.
So far from the recovered jack screw, there's a whole bunch of things on it that look like wires that were threaded in the grooves on the jack nut. No, that was where the Acme nut was stripped so much.
Jesus
from the
Christ.
impact. Always replace your nuts, ladies and gentlemen. And everyone in between. Also, if someone could clip that slap, I'd love that.
Fuck you.
It's funny. I'm the best part of your streams and you know it.
I mean, I can't deny that. Yes, take care of your nuts, unless you want to meet Jesus.
God damn it, Izzy.
That too.
No, the first meat was right, Izzy. M-E-A-T, Jesus. Sorry, I'm refilling my water real quick. You can meet Jesus, M-E-A-T. That's why they tell you not to masturbate whenever you're in middle school.
Have you seen that anti-masturbation church PSA of like, it's like a battle, it's somebody's picking up a wounded soldier, whatever, he like, because he goes to the youth pastor and says, hey, he's masturbating, which is like, holy shit, y'all. Can you guys, can y'all please have a healthy relationship with sex? Masturbation is completely normal and healthy.
Thank you, Angel. But, I've never seen that video, but based on how you've described it, I assume, excuse me, our stepbrother saw it at school at one point as part of his health class.
Probably. Our stepbrother goes to a Christian school.
They make you pay to go there.
I know, which is really
They make
up.
you pay to go there, and they don't even have to have like a teaching license.
They don't have to have any teaching licenses. They don't feed you lunch. They don't take care of your transportation to school. It's a racket.
It's a building where they have
with a church attached.
With a church attached, where they have very basic English and math lessons that they have to incorporate Jesus into.
I mean, the English lessons, because, like, we had a cousin who also did the,
Also, thank you, Reaper.
We had a cousin who also went to that school, and I saw some of his homework. His English homework said, y'all, I shit you not, his English homework said that a paragraph had to have 7 sentences or more.
As an English double major,
this is incorrect.
This is incorrect.
I was always told, well, granted, when you get into advanced stuff, you kind of learn that as long as you make your point, that's really all that matters.
That's the whole idea.
But, like, in middle and high school, I was always told 5 sentences or more, which is usually the number of sentences that you need to make your point anyway. Most of your paragraphs are going to be around that many sentences, but the idea of a minimum of 7 sentences is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's... I could walk into that school and teach English classes and be more qualified than the people they already have there.
Mm-hmm. Religion is ruining things, y'all. Well, it already has, but it's making a stellar comeback on ruining things. Texas.
And they make you fucking pay to go to this school. And we're the well-adjusted kids.
Yep.
We were the well-adjusted ones because we went to public school.
Mm-hmm. And public school fucking sucked. I hated public school.
God, yes. I remember most of my high school years being my teachers who liked me telling me, you're gonna like college a lot more.
Mm-hmm. And the teachers who didn't like you just being dicks.
Yeah, teachers who didn't like me just being like, why are you not getting this assignment done correctly? Because I'm depressed because my parents are divorcing and I'm going in between houses. Fuck off.
Yeah, kind of going through some shit.
Yeah. So anyway, at least 90% of the thread of the Acme nut had worn away before this whole thing had happened.
Oh.
And it had finally just stripped completely during the flight while en route to San Francisco.
It literally could not take anymore.
Yeah.
It's like me at the end of 2020. It literally could not take anymore.
Yeah. This is why you need regular maintenance and shit.
Did it not happen due to the maintenance espionage? Are we getting to that part now?
Give me a minute.
Just like, you know what? We can skip some of this stuff. Oh, sure.
You know, very few bodies were found intact because of the Force. People were identified using fingerprints, tattoos, dental records, personal items.
Jesus, they were doing everything they could to identify these folks.
Yeah. Also, Dax, I understand that it's snowing on Mount Fuji line. I get that. I get you. So...
Oh god, you took like a deep sigh before you
because
said
we're
so.
getting
That
into the
worries me.
point where the investigation was examining why scheduled maintenance had failed to adequately lubricate the jack screw assembly.
Excellent, excellent. This all sounds good. I'm excited for where we're going with this.
Giggity. Because the thing is, the task of doing that takes about an hour.
Right. So it's kind of like, why didn't you do this? This is a simple thing. Takes an hour. Get it done.
Well, okay. So an Alaskan Airlines mechanic said it takes about 1 hour to get done.
Mm-hmm.
The aircraft manufacturer said it takes about 4 hours to get done.
Okay. That sounds like the thing that a mechanic will tell you to, like, fluff up the work so that they can charge you per hour.
Yeah. And the National Transportation Safety Board only determined by the end of it that the Alaska Airlines mechanic who was responsible for it in September 1999 did not adequately perform the task.
Wow, what?
Yeah, I'm like, no fucking shit. But it also... Laboratory tests were run to prove that the excessive wear of the jack screw assembly, that couldn't have just been done in the 4 months between September and January.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was happening for a long time.
And also, I would really rather have my flight delayed than die.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, so, like, it was between 1 and 2 years the last time this was performed.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That is, like, really bad, I'm gonna be honest. Like, wow. So scared of the king. He's going to, and then, and after that.
Oh, me.
Oh, yes, the Katamari.
Me analyzing every worst case scenario. I'm like Doctor Strange, seeing all the bad endings.
Yep. You're just like, hey, this is awful. It's like, man, it's the best I can do. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I know it's not good. Shut up.
There was also something called End Play Check, which is a basic overview of the plane. Most of the time they do it every time the plane lands just to make sure nothing's immediately falling apart.
Okay. Oh, finale of Jumbo Go-Go.
Okay.
We are Jumbo Men. Who calls us for help? Oh. Blue dude's just like, huh.
I beg for death.
Maybe time to test your metal. No, big bro, just do your thing as usual. Wait, this calls for someone with a low profile. Whenever you're the sibling who didn't, when you're the sibling who didn't make the cut whenever parents are picking their favorites.
Woo! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Barnacle!
Wait, it...
Oh, so that's probably the thing that hit...
What?
That's probably the thing that hit the king in the head and knocked him out.
Alright, dinner's almost ready, children. Okay, Mom. Oh, I can feel it. The rhythmic breathing of the cosmos.
What the fuck? A proper end-play check hadn't been performed in 2 years, is what I was getting to.
Wow, so they just...
They did not give a fuck.
Wow! Yeah, but like, the blatancy of the not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, my god.
So, between 1985 and 1996, Alaska Airlines did try to increase the period between jack screw lubrication and play checks. So, I mean, they were already trying years before to fuck around.
Man, I feel like I've made 1,000 snowmen.
So many snowmen.
Do you want to build a snowman? No! Anna, go the fuck away! Jesus Christ! No wonder Elsa got sick of you. So.
Yeah, the National Transportation Safety Board immediately went, why the fuck did you increase the wait time between these things?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question, actually.
Alaska Airlines just kind of shrugged their shoulders and went, I don't know.
Just kind of seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, they didn't give a reason. They literally didn't give a reason.
They're just like, eh.
You didn't even give a bullshit one? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, apparently not. Just like, eh. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Also, along with Alaska Airlines cutting corners, the Federal Aviation Authority, they didn't really see any widespread deficiencies on inspections they conducted with Alaska Airlines. So, no one was looking at these planes.
Wow!
Yeah.
Ha, I took all your rabbits. What you gonna do now, bitch?
Surprised you were able to find them.
Well, I got my contacts in today, so...
Yeah, getting that fancy.
Hey, I can see!
So, as a result of this whole thing, there was a slight improvement on jack screw design, and the first one to implement this was in 2001 when NASA decided to use that. They decided to use Alaska Airlines as an example of what not to do, and they were like, we're gonna come up with a better design for these jack screws and the nuts that go along with them.
Okay. Like, on one hand, okay, good, but on the other hand, it's like, but you're NASA, shouldn't you have already, like, been doing something else from the start?
So now we will get to the espionage.
Dun 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 dun.
Jack Leontine.
Dun 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 dun. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da.
So, this was before the airplane crashed. So his espionage didn't go too well. In 1998, Alaska Airlines mechanic John Leontine, who worked in Alaska Airlines Maintenance Center in Oakland, California, told the Federal Aviation Authority that supervisors were approving records of maintenance that they were not allowed to approve, or that indicated work had been completed when it hadn't been. So he was ratting them out to the FAA, being like, hey, they're signing these documents saying shit's been done when it's not been.
Bum, 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 bum.
Ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-da. So, Leontine began working with federal investigators by secretly recording the audio of his supervisors when he spoke with them. On December 22nd, 1998, federal authorities raided an Alaska Airlines property and seized maintenance records. Are you having fun?
I actually kind of am, yes. I'm giving you background music.
And in August 1999, Alaska Airlines put Leontine on paid leave. And in 2000, Leontine filed a libel suit against the airline. The crash of Flight 261 became a part of the federal investigation against Alaska Airlines. Because in 1997, Leontine had recommended that the jack screw and gimbal nut of the accident aircraft be replaced, but he had been overruled by another supervisor. In December 2001, federal prosecutors stated they weren't going to file criminal charges against Alaska Airlines. Boo!
Boo!
And around that time, Alaska Airlines agreed to settle the libel suit by paying about $500,000. And as part of the settlement, Leontine resigned.
Boo!
And that's the end of the maintenance espionage.
That's the lamest espionage ever. That wasn't deserving of the Mission Impossible theme.
I mean, you were the one who said you were gonna do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Not my fault.
Yeah, that's true. Still, like, come on, man. You got him by the pubic hairs.
I mean, he recorded his supervisors talking shit about maintenance and stuff being done when it wasn't.
I know, right? It's like,
And
come on,
he
dude.
said the very thing that caused the issue that made the plane crash needed to be replaced a year or two before it happened.
Come on, man.
Listen to your mechanics.
Mm-hmm. So anyway.
Yeah. So they reached a couple of conclusions on what basically caused everything that happened.
Okay.
So in addition to the probable cause about the jack screw and the Jesus nut, the National Transportation Safety Board found 3 other contributing factors. 1. Alaska Airlines extension of its lubrication interval for the components in the plane, and the Federal Aviation Authority's approval of that extension. So, not getting lubed up enough.
You always need lube. Always lube up, y'all.
If you think it's too much, it's not.
Yeah, never too much lube.
2. Alaska Airlines extended end-play check interval and the Federal Aviation Authority's approval of the extension. So again, Alaska Airlines cutting corners and the FAA just being like, "Okay." And 3. The absence of the McDonnell Douglas MD-80 of a fail-safe mechanism to prevent the catastrophic effects of a total Acme nut loss. So there wasn't a fail-safe in place.
I didn't know there was supposed to be a failsafe for something like that.
I mean,
Well, there is now!
there probably is now, and also, I just think to myself, like, if it's something seemingly small that can still cause a plane crash, put a failsafe in.
Look at you being all reasonable and shit.
If it's something that can cause a crash, it needs a failsafe.
Yeah, but, like, that takes work.
Yeah, and so does lubing up the nuts, but, you know... So... So, the National Transportation Safety Board issued 24 safety recommendations, mainly covering maintenance, oversight, and aircraft design issues. Good, I'm glad we have these now.
Yeah?
and more than half of them were directly related to jack screw lubrication and end play measurement.
I want to go ahead and say... Oh, wait, sorry. Let me let you finish out the story first.
It was also recommended pilots were to be instructed in the event of a flight control system malfunction. They should not attempt corrective procedures beyond those specified in the checklist procedures. And in particular, in the event of a horizontal stabilizer malfunction, the primary and alternate trim motors should not be activated. And if unable to correct the problem, they should land at the nearest suitable airport. Which is exactly what these people were trying to fucking do! Just like... So, of course, in the aftermath, there was a couple of memorials put up. One was actually a memorial sundial in Port Hueneme in California.
A sundial.
A memorial sundial.
Interesting choice.
And
oh, he's awake, I guess. Is he awake?
Bitch, I'm trying to tell a story.
I'm sorry, but, you know, so is the game.
Also, ironically, if you've been watching DisasterCast for a bit, Alaska Airlines said they wanted to handle the aftermath in a manner similar to what Swiss Air did when Swiss Air Flight 111 crashed.
But they didn't handle it, did they?
I mean, it's basically saying...
It depends on your definition of handled.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, then.
They were kind of pointing the blame at Trans World Airlines' mistake whenever they handled the Swiss Air flight, because the Trans World Airlines didn't provide information or compassion to the families of the victims. Also, Warrior, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. You have returned. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Enjoy getting to use your new emotes again. Okay, so,
Alaska Airlines had the captain and the first officer posthumously awarded the Airline Pilots Association Gold Medal for heroism.
For flying that plane upside down.
Yes. You know, it was better than nothing that they had before.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and eventually, Alaska Airlines and McDonnell Douglas did accept liability for the crash. And all but one of the lawsuits brought by surviving family members were settled out of court before going to trial. Only one went to trial.
Okay.
And someone wrote that many lost faith in Alaska Airlines.
Well, really?
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I have no idea why.
Yeah, two victims were falsely named in paternity suits as the fathers of children in Guatemala in an attempt to gain insurance and settlement money. DNA proved this to be false.
Wow.
Also, the crash appeared in various advance fee fraud email scams in which scammers used the names of people who died in the crash to lure unsuspecting victims into sending money to a scammer by claiming the crash victim left huge amounts of unclaimed funds in a foreign bank account.
Wow. That's even more devious than the I am a Nigerian prince.
Yeah, it's like, oh, see, my family member died in this plane crash, and he had plenty of money in this offshore bank account, but I'm unable to access it without a fee that needs to be paid.
And you're sitting there thinking, if he had all this goddamn money in an offshore bank account, if he had the kind of money to even have an offshore bank account, why the fuck was he flying American Airlines? I mean, not American Airlines. Question stands, actually. But why the fuck was he flying Alaskan Airlines?
I don't know. So, as of December 2020, Flight 261 no longer exists. It took them 20 goddamn years. And Alaska Airlines no longer operates the Seattle to San Francisco route that they were initially doing. Also, The airline retired the last of its MD-80s in 2008, and now uses Boeing 737.
Fuck my life! Fucking hell. I feel like we did not learn anything from this.
I was literally just about to ask, what did we learn today?
I guess the only thing we've learned is lube up your nut. I feel like that's a good thing we can say we learned from this. Is, yeah, we lube up your nuts. If we don't get a better raid message, Izzy, that's going to be our raid message for today. Lube up your nut.
Okay. So the Maccabiah Bridge collapse.
The moon. Yes, I'm as sad as a big lonely moon. When the king returns, it's curtains for me. Done. Finished. Kaput. Da bears. He'll leave me out on the sidewalk with the rest of the recyclable electronics. I thought he was going to say with the rest of the garbage. I was going to be like, wow. All I can do now is gaze at the moon. Error, bad command or file name. Moon not found. Hey, the moon is gone. Oh, this is terrible. All of our metaphors depend on the moon. Man in the moon, to the moon, Alice. Maybe you should go roll up a new one. Moon! It is a wonder that people put up with us.
That's why I keep the death toll high on these, because that seems to get enough interest.
Yeah.
Speaking of death toll, the Maccabiah Bridge collapse happened in Tel Aviv, Israel, on July 14th, 1997.
Oh, great.
So, the Maccabiah Games, organized by the Maccabiah World Union, and first staged in 1932. It's an athletic event held every 4 years in Tel Aviv to celebrate the Zionist Revolution and to demonstrate the unity and athleticism of the Jewish people.
Okay.
So Jewish Olympics, basically.
Gotcha.
And, you know, they actually include games...
I'm not going to make the joke I was going to make.
Don't.
It's not because it's, like,
Offensive.
It's because...
It's not funny?
Yes, we'll go with that. It's not funny. Anyway.
They actually include games for adults as well as junior athletes between 15 and 18. Okay. And it's open to not only all Israelis, but also all Jews from around the world.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be something nice to celebrate the Jewish people after all the shit they've been through.
Okay.
So,
oh god, the deep sigh you just took.
The 15th Maccabiah Games, held in 1997 and billed as the third largest sporting event in the world, had over 5,300 participants from 56 nations competing in 38 athletic events.
Wow, that's a lot of folks.
Yeah, this was actually a really big deal.
Yeah, so when they say, like, oh, this is the Olympics of our people, it's not just like, oh, well, we get a few people together and we call that.
It's not having a little
big event.
Yeah, it's not having a little family reunion at a picnic at a picnic table you rented out at the park. This is a like legit.
This is a thing. Okay, all right, cool, good on them.
Yeah. So, the opening ceremony on July 14th at 8 p.m. local time was held at Ramat Gan Stadium. And it was designed to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the first Zionist Congress.
Okay.
So, you know, it was a whole big deal. Like, they had dancers, they had sound and light displays, and it was all broadcast on Israeli television. And at past games, a temporary footbridge, 60 feet long and 18 feet wide, was constructed across the nearby Yarkon River to allow competitors to march into the stadium during the ceremony from an assembly area on the other side of the river.
Oh no, I think I see where this is going.
What? The dozens of, you know...
Oh, I very much see where this is going. It's like sometimes the disasters are like, you know, right away
Sometimes-
what's gonna happen, and then sometimes it's like
One line
oh shit,
has him
like
sneak
you
up
realize
on ya.
how yeah, one line has the magnitude of what's about to happen really sneak up on you. This was one of the second ones.
So, as scheduled during the opening ceremony, the participating athletes, teamed with their respective national delegates, began to cross the bridge and enter the stadium in alphabetical order. The second nation to cross the bridge, following the Austrian team, consisted of 373 members of the Australian delegation.
Okay.
While the Australian athletes, in parallel rows of 6, crossed the river, the bridge's support beams at roughly mid-span snapped.
Oh no.
About 100 of the Australians, 8 meter, plunging about 100 of the Australians 8 meters below into the river.
Holy shit.
And several who had fallen were submerged in the deep river by the weight of falling athletes above them.
Oh god.
Yeah, a whole bunch. Dozens struggled to get out of the river, and a whole bunch of them actually ended up linking arms to form a human chain to pull each other out.
Wow. That's
Some of the fallen were actually caught by the bridge's twisted beams.
oh god, that sounds painful.
It's the Australians that were thrown into the river. Dex. So, immediately, other athletes, bystanders, soldiers, event staff, and police, they were jumping in the river to try and help everyone. About 20 ambulances were rushed to the scene, and helicopters with spotlights and divers were sent in to also assist with rescue efforts.
Oh god. That's a fast mobilization, I gotta say.
But wait, it gets worse.
Oh dear god! I thought that was as bad as it was gonna get, I'm gonna be honest. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Here's the thing about the Yukon River.
Uh-huh.
It's got steep banks that are made almost entirely of mud.
River be fast.
River be fast and river be dirty.
Oh no.
River be very dirty.
Which makes it harder to find people.
Also, you fallen into a river after getting cut up by wood from a bridge.
Oh, infection's not gonna be fun on that one. Oh god.
So inside the stadium, Israeli government officials, including President Ezer Weizmann, chose to continue with the opening ceremony.
Holy shit, dude, are you fucking serious right
What?
now? There's literally, like, people are literally screaming in the goddamn river, and we've only got one country here.
Those Austrians are just standing there going like, whew.
So, yeah, they're like, first off, whew, but second, did we win? We're the only ones here, so, I mean, you know.
We won!
Clean sweep for the Austrians.
I mean, we burned Hitler, but we won!
Yeah. Sorry for the Hitler thing, this will make up for it, right? Sorry about that whole Hitler thing.
See, we found a way to make jokes.
We always find a way somehow.
So, they continued the opening ceremony, but canceled the remainder of the march of the national teams into the stadium.
The other team
Because they didn't have a footbridge anymore!
Yeah, the other team's just awkwardly standing on the other side of the river like, and we're here too.
Israeli television maintained live coverage, switching back and forth between the rescue efforts and the festive dancing and light shows inside the stadium.
God damn, and I thought that
Whoever was doing that
was having the weirdest fucking day of their entire goddamn.
No, they were probably having the best goddamn day, just being like, this is gonna make for amazing television. Because they're a soulless corporation.
That's true.
I'm just like...
They were also like, so does this mean the Austrians win?
The Austrians standing there holding their flag for a minute, and then they just rise up saying, we won!
Yeah, I'm just like, we win! Like,
I mean...
You're not wrong, but also I'm kind of mad about that, not gonna lie.
So, President Weizmann and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu Netanyahu? Prime Minister Ben. They departed immediately, waiting until the end of the ceremony to visit the victims in the hospital. And the games were only suspended for 24 hours.
Wow. I'm starting to think that, like, they just headed in for the Australians. Maybe the Australians were, like, sweeping the Olympics the last few years, and they were just like, you know what? We're gonna do something about this. Normally we would just accuse them of steroids, but, you know, that's kind of an old hat at this point, so let's try something new. Just take him out with a bridge.
I mean, it's effective because...
It was super effective!
Because one Gregory Small, 37, a bowler from Sydney, was dead on arrival whenever they were taken to the hospital.
God almighty.
Yeah, the remaining victims didn't appear to have suffered life-threatening injuries. It was mainly broken bones and a little bit of inhaling water from the river.
And, you know, trauma.
But God, it gets worse!
Oh shit, it gets worse?! We've got him in the hospital!
Within an hour or two of admission, a whole bunch of the victims began showing signs of asphyxia.
What?
Doctors discovered that an unidentified organism was attacking their respiratory systems and their pulmonary blood vessels. And by the next morning, 7 of the athletes were in critical condition.
Oh my god, they all got COVID.
I mean, that's some instant COVID right there.
Yeah. Instant COVID, just add water. Literally.
Yeah.
Can we make that into a shirt, or would that be...
That would be in poor taste.
When has that ever stopped us before?
True, all of the merch you have has my face on it. And I literally just show up here in my pajamas to talk about death for 3 hours.
Yeah, but we like it.
You fucking people. So Patrick Sirkin, who ran the ICU at Tel Aviv Medical Center, he was wondering what the fuck was this toxin that might be causing the infections. He contacted David Pargament.
He woke in the morning and he stepped outside and he took a deep breath and he got real high and he screamed at the top of his lungs, "What's going on?"
Kind of. Because he called David Pargament, chief of the Yarkon River Authority, explained, my god, it gets worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He explained that 36 hours before the collapse, mosquito larvicide oil, a mixture of jet fuel and oil, had been sprayed on the surface of the Yarkon to suppress mosquitoes.
Oh, shit.
However, subsequent lab tests said there were no traces of this in the sick athletes.
Oh, okay. Well.
But I had to go in there for a second.
You did. I'm not gonna lie. You had me going there for a second. You had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
Bowler Yeti Bennett, 50 years old, died later that day from asphyxia. Elizabeth Sawicki, 47, a member of the delegation's bridge team, died July 26th from complications of her infection.
Oh, so she didn't die of the infection in that case, according to my dad's logic.
Yeah, according to dad's logic. Bowler Warren Zines, 54, died on August 10th, 1997, of severe respiratory tract infection. And Zines was the 4th and final fatality of the accident. So only 4 people died, but
it's still pretty goddamn horrific.
Yeah, because yeah.
Like, I'm still really, really upset about this, because, like, I think because, like, they got so many of them out, like, there was only one immediate death, I remember thinking, oh, okay. I mean, it still is horrible, but, you know, and then it's like, oh, but wait, now like, you know, once you get out of I guess the infection is just more terrifying to me, because, like, a physical threat like drowning, I can actively fight against that, you know?
Yeah.
Infection, good luck, you know?
Well, it was only after an autopsy done on Zines that they identified the source of the infection.
What was it?
A fungus. I'm gonna have to take a moment to try and pronounce this.
Oh, fun.
Pseudoscaria boydii.
Michael, thank you very much for that raid. It's very awesome of you. I do appreciate it.
Yay!
Everyone prepare yourselves! There's a raid incoming and they must understand the disaster that they have literally raided into.
Quick, everyone act normal!
It's the queerest disaster you'll ever see on Twitch.
I mean, that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Considering a lot of times we stream at the same time as Minx.
Yeah. So this fungus infection caused a case of pneumonia, and it kind of really got into their lungs as a result of nearly drowning whenever they inhaled the water.
I mean, I joked about, oh man, they all caught COVID, but, I mean, kinda. This is gonna end up being...
Alright, in the chat, I have put the name of the fungus.
Okay, hang on. Pseudoliscaria boydii.
Yes. That's the only approximation I've been able to do.
Okay.
So this species of fungus, typically found in stagnant or polluted water, is resistant to nearly all available drug therapies.
Oh, great!
There was nothing that they could do.
Oh, great. She's like, thoughts and prayers?
Yeah. Yeah, so with Zines, the infection had spread to his brain, kidneys, heart, and thyroid.
Oh.
It was a slow death.
Oh, that poor guy. He was just there to, like, do his country proud.
Yep.
Poor guy.
So after Zines' death, one athlete, tennis player Sasha Elterman, 15, remained in critical condition at Schneider's Children Medical Center in Petah Tikva.
Mm-hmm.
And Elterman underwent 18 surgeries in the 6 months after the collapse.
Jesus fucking Christ.
13 of them were brain surgeries.
God.
In total, she received 28 brain surgeries and 2 lung operations.
Holy fuck!
She survived for her ordeal, but her lungs permanently lost 40% of their capacity, and she suffered from periodic convulsions.
She was never gonna play tennis ever again.
No.
Not at the Olympic level, at the very least.
And she was 15.
Oh, God. That's awful.
Yeah, 10 other athletes who returned to Australia after the accident, they were admitted to various hospitals with respiratory problems, but they ended up recovering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fungi are fucking terrifying.
Called Boyd. Billy Boyd? Yes, Pippin is here to cause some shit.
Pippin is here to fuck your shit up, my dude. Like, damn.
Never trust a took. So anyway. Obviously there were gonna be some investigations into what the fuck happened.
We're gonna have to retry this stage.
Be better.
I'm trying. I'm trying to follow Melania Trump's example and be best. That's why it's not working out. Continue.
You know, I heard Trump's voice as part of a ad on YouTube to push some candidate, and I legitimately thought I was having a nightmare for a minute.
Was it the Larry Elder thing?
Yeah.
That completely got... 12 minutes! 12 minutes that election got called.
Yep.
Thanks, fiscal conservatives, for spending nearly, like, literally hundreds of millions of dollars on it.
Yep.
And there was gonna be an election next year anyway, so, like, it literally was just a waste of time and money. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too into it.
I was just having PTSD over hearing his voice again, because I was like, I am gonna actively try to not ever hear that sound ever again.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm gonna watch the edited Home Alone 2.
Anyway.
Anyway. So, investigations. So, Israel's Deputy Minister of Education, Moshe Peled, immediately convened a public commission chaired by Yeshai Dotan to investigate the collapse.
Okay.
Israel police also conducted their own separate investigation. Because, God forbid, fucking authorities talk to each other.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it. It's because the Israeli forces were gonna find a way to blame this on Palestinians.
You're right.
I'm only slightly joking.
You right. Are you glad
I avoided making the comment about Palestine in the beginning, but whenever you said that the Israeli forces were conducting their own separate investigation, I was like, okay, nope, I got it. I have to do it.
I'm surprised you had this much restraint.
Yeah.
To wait as long as you did.
Me too.
So, the Doten Commission released its findings on July 23rd, 1997, and they found that the Maccabiah Games Organization Committee had departed from their usual practice of paying the Israeli Defense Forces to construct the bridge.
Oh, great.
So, instead, in an apparent effort to reduce costs and save money, Eyal contracted with a company called Irgunit, headed by Adam Mishori, to construct the bridge. And their traditional business was the construction of props and stage sets for theater productions.
Okay, look. I can construct theater sets, and I can also construct porches and decks and things like that. But I am actually in the best possible position to tell you that the two things are extremely different.
I was about to say, you have literally done this before.
Yeah, I have done literally both of those things. I am one of the best people to tell you that they are entirely different.
Why would you hire people who make theater props to build a footbridge?
To save money. Because honestly, it's because you're thinking, well, I'm only using it like once, and theater people, like, they make things that people walk on, and lots of people walk on them, and, you know, it stays up for days, and that's all we really need. That was
3 days and it needs to be immediately deconstructed.
Yeah, 3 days and it needs to like, that's what they were thinking. I'm not even, they only needed the footbridge for a short amount of time.
Boy, am I glad I picked this one for DisasterCast with you.
Yeah, because, like, I know exactly why they did it the way that they did. Because they were like, well, we're taking this down anyway. Why actually make an actual bridge?
Yeah, the company had never designed nor built a bridge.
I can also tell you that building a bridge is very, very different from building a set.
I have watched you build both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, theater props are also prone to failing mid-performance. It's not super common, but it does happen.
Yeah, you've had to build, like, offices and stuff for sets, right?
Yeah, I've had to build apartment sets, hospital sets, a set that was literally meant to be an old-time theater. I've built bedroom sets. I built a lot. Goddamn, I built a lot of sets. I built metal sets. And I've also built porches, and I've built structural walls, and I've built, you know, things like that. And those things that I did when I built those porches and those stairs and those structural walls, I was not building them for theater. I was building them as part of a contracting work. They were very, very different.
Contracting and theater work are two different things.
They very much are. Contracting work and theater work are completely different. I mean, I know you guys didn't need me to tell you that. Y'all are all smart. That's why you're watching this program.
So Irgunit subcontracted the bridge's construction to Barak Karagula.
Barak. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Baruch Karagula and Yehoshua Ben Ezra.
Okay.
Also known as Ben Ezra Construction. Also, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing Jewish names here. I am not Jewish. I don't know
We're doing the best
Hebrew
that we
way.
can.
I'm doing my best.
We're doing the best that we can.
I'm doing my best. And the commission found that neither of them were licensed to build bridges.
Of course they weren't!
Had never attempted to build a bridge.
Of course they hadn't!
And used substandard materials in the bridge's construction.
Of course they did! Because theater props are cheaper! Like, I saw that shit in LA Noire, there's like this whole subplot that's going on where a lot of veterans' houses are being made with cheap Hollywood props. And I remember as a kid thinking, well, that's ridiculous. But no, this is the shit that's actually going on. And they built them like that because they weren't expecting them to stay up for long. They were just like slapping them up so they could burn them down and collect insurance money.
Every bridge you drive on was made by the lowest bidder.
Mm-hmm. But this is like a whole nother level.
Yeah. Photographs taken after the collapse showed the bridge was constructed of rusty metal pipes bound together with wire.
Rusty spoons.
And again, this thing collapsed. Those athletes were cut by those before plunging into that dirty water.
Yep. Tetanus, baby!
Woo!
I hope y'all got your tetanus shots.
Might need a tetanus booster after this. And the commission concluded that the bridge's engineer, Maccabiah, did not submit a blueprint for the bridge.
Yeah, because why would you want to do that? Why would you want to have your work, double-checked by somebody else?
So he didn't submit a blueprint, he designed a bridge that was inadequate for its intended use, and did not properly supervise or coordinate the bridge's construction. And the commission also faulted the Maccabiah Games organizers for poor coordination and oversight of the bridge's assembly.
Surprised anybody got any fines out of this, to be honest with you. That's not normally what happens.
Some people actually got jail time.
Wow! I'm thrown for a loop on that, not gonna lie.
Give me a minute, I'll get there.
Not because it's Israel, everybody, but because that's just how it is whenever shit like this happens. Nobody
Yeah,
ever
think
gets
of how
punished.
many... You can count on one hand the amount of disaster casts we have done where someone had jail time.
And we've done over 20 disaster casts at this point.
Holy shit, that's so weird to think about.
I know, right? I was putting the last VOD up last week, and I was like, holy shit.
Huh.
We're at over 20 disaster casts. Before too much longer, we're going to be thinking about what to do for our 100th episode.
Jesus.
I know, right? Isn't that exciting? If we ever make it to 100, maybe that'll be the Jonestown episode.
If we make it to 50, that'll be the Jonestown.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's a more realistic number.
50 will be Jonestown, 100 can be like, I don't know, Elm Shumarikyo or something.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
So, an investigation by Augustine Zeicher for the Australia/Israel and Jewish Affairs Council reported that the Israel Defense Forces had employed Tamir Roner, an experienced bridge construction engineer, to build previous bridges for the games. So because they didn't hire the Israel Defense Forces, they got theater kids to build their bridge.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for the 1997 games, Maccabiah officials, apparently unwilling to pay the Israel Defense Forces price of $111,000, accepted a bid from Irgunit to build the bridge for $34,750.
And at no point did anyone go, wow, that's an awfully big steep, that's an awful steep drop in price. How's that going to cover the cost of your materials?
I was about to say, that steep cost drop, that's where your quality goes, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. And everything in between?
Yep. So, according to Zeicher, Mishori kept $7,700 of the payment and gave the rest to Karagula and Ben Ezra to erect the bridge.
Correct.
Karagula and Ben Ezra hired Bar Ilan to design and oversee the bridge's construction, and Bar Ilan claimed that his bridge, as designed, would support 250 kilograms per square meter, which did not meet Israeli government standards.
Yes, okay, well that's still not enough, my dude.
Yeah, Israeli government standards required a pedestrian bridge to support 500 kilograms per square meter.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't support half.
Great.
In any event, the Dotan...
You just know that whenever all this shit was over, the dude was like, no, my bridge should have supported this much weight, and then so therefore they must have done it wrong, and then the officials going, okay, well that still does not meet our standards, so...
And he would also be like,
well, in that case, objection withdrawn.
Yeah, I'd be the one being like, okay, show me any other bridge design you have done to back up your statement.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yep.
So in any event, the Dotan investigation found that the bridge was far weaker than what Bar Ilan claimed. So it didn't even support the 250 kilograms.
Great!
Furthermore,
This is just a clusterfuck all around.
a fancy way of saying, but wait, it gets worse. A municipal permit was required to construct the bridge, which was not obtained. The municipality in which the bridge was constructed was Ramat Gan, and Ramat Gan's mayor and head of the city planning division that issued construction permits was a member of the Maccabiah committee that helped select Irgunit to build the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But he apparently did not ensure that they had the necessary permit to make sure the bridge was constructed safely. So he helped pick them out, but he didn't give them the permit to build the bridge.
Oh, cool. Can you help us with filing for the permit?
No.
Why would you need that?
Yeah. In 1998, the Knesset commissioned an independent inquiry into the collapse led by Eliezer Sandberg. And in 2000, in response to the commission's findings and after continued calls for their removal by the Australian Jewish community, the MWU president, Ron Bacalars, and chairman Uzi Netanel resigned.
Okay.
So the criminal trial...
Oh, boy.
I told you.
We're not stopping.
No.
This train ain't stopping.
So based on the findings, Israel's Attorney General, Joachim Rubinstein,
Okay.
brought criminal charges against Eyal, Mishori, Karagula, Ben Ezra, and Bar Ilan for causing death by negligence and for building without proper permits.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
I mean, that's technically what they can
Yeah,
get them
that's
on.
exactly what needs. I mean, that is literally the bare minimum.
Yeah, inciting the incident, Eyal resigned from the Maccabian union committee thing. And on March 15th, 1998, in a Tel Aviv magistrate court, all five pleaded not guilty.
Okay.
The final...
And then the judge went, well, sure, Jan.
Pretty much. Well, the final arguments in the trial weren't presented until October 1999, because it doesn't matter where you are, the wheels of justice move slowly.
Yeah, that's true. And when they move quickly, oftentimes it is not in justice's favor.
Yeah. So, during this trial, Sheba Hospital microbiologist Dr. Natan Keller testified that normally the Yarkon River wouldn't have posed such a hazard to humans, and that it was the collapse of the bridge and the thrashing of the people in the water that agitated the fungus at the bottom of the river where it normally resided, supporting the prosecution's argument that the pollution in the river would not have posed a risk to the athletes if the bridge hadn't collapsed.
If they'd just, like, gone for a little dip, then, you know, that'd have been one thing.
Yeah. But because of the agitation from people thrashing trying not to drown,
Yeah.
they died.
Yeah.
The defense in turn argued that the police should have shared responsibility in the collapse, as they had approved the building permit. There was no permit.
But there was no permit.
And the police should have been charged with limiting... They should have... Sorry. The police should have limited the number of people on the bridge to 150 at one time. And they had possibly driven a police vehicle across the bridge the day before the opening ceremony, which may have compromised the structural integrity.
Fuck you!
I mean, I'm all about ACAB, but you can't blame the police on this whole thing.
Like, I will agree that at some point a fucking cop should have shown up and been like, hey, have y'all got the permits that you need for this?
Yeah.
Cops will stop you on the side of the road whenever you're just walking and ask you if you have a fucking driver's license, but they won't stop people building a goddamn bridge and say, hey, have you got a permit to actually build this bridge?
Nope. So, on April 17th, 2000, A 3-judge panel of the court found all 5 defendants guilty of causing death by negligence. And they were then sentenced on June 5th, 2000.
Okay.
Bar Ilan was sentenced to 1 year and 9 months in prison, plus a suspended sentence of 21 months. Ben Ezra and Karagula were given 15 months in prison, plus suspended sentences of 2 years. Mishori served 9 months in prison, plus a suspended sentence of 15 months. And Ayal, the president, was sentenced to 6 months community service. I mean,
things are
technically
back to
jail
normal.
time was served.
Well, things are back to normal.
Yep.
It wasn't much of a jail time at all. Yep, that sounds about right. It's like that oversimplified video whenever Reagan gets caught for the Watergate thing, and so he resigns. And
You mean Nixon?
Nixon, yeah. Reagan should have gotten caught for killing so many gay people is what he should have gotten caught for. Fucking mass murdering piece of shit. Anyway, and people were and the guy from the Soviet Union is like, wait, so like bad guys do things here and they have to resign? Where's the corruption? And then like the new president steps in and goes, the first thing I'm gonna do is pardon Nixon. And he goes, oh, okay, that sounds right.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. So, a couple of lawsuits did pop up. The families of the dead athletes, as well as Sasha Elterman, the 15-year-old who would never be able to play tennis again, and 50 others who were injured in the collapse, they sued the Maccabiah. It keeps saying MWU, but I forget what that stands for, and I feel bad that I forgot. Maccabiah World Union, there we go.
Okay.
So they sued the Maccabiah World Union for damages in 1999, and progress in the lawsuits was initially delayed by a dispute among the parties over who should bear liability, which was resolved by the criminal court convictions in 2000. Due to the ongoing litigation, plus security concerns due to the outbreak of the second Intifada, the Australians only sent 65 athletes to the 2001 iteration of the games.
Yeah, what a shock! They're just like, fuck y'all.
Yeah. The Haifa District Court eventually awarded the claimants almost $20 million US in compensation, with the last judgment and payment being made in 2004. So they issued that, and they kind of actually got their money.
Again, I am shocked, genuinely.
Yeah, the court ruled that the game's insurance provider, Phoenix Insurance Company, was liable for about 2/3 of the amount, with the Israeli government responsible for the remainder.
I'm genuinely shocked that they were made to pay anything.
I mean, that's what we got insurance for, I guess?
I guess. It's just... It's so rare to see it actually being used.
Yeah, it is. So, the bridge accident actually highlighted Israel's environmental issues, including the pollution of the nation's rivers and waterways.
Yeah, okay.
So, the chief hydrologist for the Israel Union for Environmental Defense basically said every major river inside Israel is polluted.
Okay.
So, embarrassed by the negative publicity about this pollution that he talked about the same day and right after the collapse of the bridge. Not only are people dying, but, you know, water's fucked up. So because of this negative publicity, the Israeli government, as well as other national environmental initiatives, cleaned up portions of the Yarkon River. So
I noticed you say portions.
Yeah, portions.
Well, what's the point then? A river flows, y'all. Everything you clean is just gonna get re-dirtified. You know?
I don't know.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. So citizens groups assisted with the cleaning, and this actually included the Clean Up Israel organization, founded by Australian Philip Foxman, who witnessed the 1997 disaster, as well as the Jewish National Fund. So, I mean, it seems like they actually kind of made an effort to clean instead of just saying we're gonna do it.
I mean, I'm so baffled because it's like, I mean, this helps, but also like...
So, in 2004, the Israeli government provided $100 million for the project. And among other measures, the local wastewater treatment plants were upgraded. A wetland was created by naturally treated wastewater, and small dams were constructed to help aerate the water to allow fish to live in more sections of the river.
Chat likes my word re-dirtified.
I've noticed.
As an English major, does that upset you?
A little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
So, in the aftermath...
So good at English, I can just make up my own words for it.
So you remember Eyal, who was the president who resigned from the Maccabiah World Union and only got, like, 6 months of community service?
Yes.
In 2002, he was reinstated as an executive officer and general manager in the Maccabiah World Union.
He literally just like, okay, I'm gonna hop out long enough for the heat to cool down, and then once it's clear, we'll just re-elect me. It'll be fine.
And he also has an annual salary of $120,000.
I'm really upset about that.
Yeah. He also refused all requests to be interviewed by Australian media.
Gee, I wonder why.
In spite of protests from the Australian Jewish community about Eyal's continued involvement in the games, the Maccabiah World Union declined to separate him from the organization.
They're just like, no, he's our senpai.
When asked about his status in July 2007, Gene Futterman stated, quote, "He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve to be hassled over what happened. He's never forgiven himself. He will never forgive himself."
I mean, whenever I can never forgive myself for something, I stop doing the thing that caused what I could never forgive myself for.
With the first line of "he's a good guy," I just immediately thought, oh god, here we fucking go.
Yeah, like, well, here we go.
Some Brock Turner bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It's like how whenever you see people talking about how, like, the BTK killer or John Wayne Gacy, like, oh, well, they were good guys. You only ever hear that from other white dudes.
Yeah.
Who, like, knew them personally. They'll be like, oh, but he was a good guy. Like, usually, like, women who meet the person or people who are not white who meet the person or not cis and hetero and all that, they're usually like,
I can smell the creep a mile away.
Yeah. Like with John Wayne Gacy, like, they're trying to be like, oh, but he was so charming, and I'm like, I don't see it. They're doing an interview, and like, you know, he's talking, and they're saying that in that same interview, oh, he was so charming, and I'm watching this interview going, no, he's not. He's a fucking creep. What are y'all talking about? Anyway. Sorry.
Very good.
They always say, oh, he's whenever they say, oh, he's a nice guy, it's like, oh, wait, let me guess, you're white, cis, hetero male, ain't you? Yeah, you are. Oh, well, look at that.
Yeah. So, Australia sent a full team of 543 athletes to the Maccabiah Games in July 2005, almost a quarter of whom were present at the 1997 bridge collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he had a charming facade that fooled the demographic of his victims, which was white and male.
Yeah.
White and cis male. Those were the guys that he was looking for. And you notice anybody afterwards who talks about how charming he is, they're white men.
Yep.
And it's like,
Also, hi, Panda Brady.
Hi, Panda Brady. It's like that one cop who was like, yeah, I could get John Wayne Gacy to tell me a lot of stuff. I don't know why. And like you look at a picture of him. This is legit the case. There's a documentary on Peacock about John Wayne Gacy. It's pretty good. And
John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise.
Yeah, Devil in Disguise. It's pretty good. And one of the cops being interviewed is like, yeah, I could get Gacy to open up about a lot of stuff. For some reason, he was pretty free with information with me. And you look at an old picture of him at that time, and he was like young looking, fair-haired, blue-eyed, just a really pretty-looking guy. And I'm like, it's because you were his type. That's why he was opening up to you, because you were his type.
Yep.
Like, in another circumstance, and there was like, one of his prison correspondent was like, yeah, I just couldn't hate him and all that because he was so charming. And he was the type, too. He looked exactly like what John Wayne Gacy's victims looked like. And I'm like, dude, in any other circumstance, you would have been in a crawl space.
Yep.
Like, if not for the fact that he was already in jail. Had you met him when he wasn't in jail, you'd have had a rag over your face and you'd have been in the crawl space. Anyway.
So the Australian delegation requested that Ayal not be seated in the president's box during the opening ceremony when the team entered the stadium. But
that was ignored.
MWU responded that Ayal had the right to attend the ceremony in an official capacity.
Basically, fuck you, Australia. I'm seriously starting to think maybe this was like, man.
Yeah, Ayal showed up anyway.
Of course he
despite Australia's request. And the Australian team said they weren't going to stay at the Maccabiah Athletes Village for the duration of the 2005 games.
Good for them.
Yeah. So at the 2005 games, a memorial for the victims was unveiled at the site of the collapse, including a permanent footbridge, dubbed the Bridge of Remembrance, and a stone marked with the names of those who died.
I'd be really pissed off about that.
Family members of 3 of the deceased showed up for the ceremony.
I'd be so fucking pissed off about that. Be like if someone I loved, like whenever people die in a car wreck, so they always put memorials right beside the spot where they died. Imagine that, but the memorial was like a giant car. Like, and I don't mean their car, I mean the car that hit them.
Yep.
And caused them to die.
Yep. So in 2007, on the 10th anniversary of the collapse, a memorial service was held on the Bridge of Remembrance, which was attended by the Australian ambassador to Israel and the MWU Director General Ayal.
Fuck you!
In Australia, prayer services were held at synagogues in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, and the Gold Coast, and a memorial made of Jerusalem stone was dedicated at Melbourne's main Jewish cemetery, with 4 trees planted in memory of the deceased. And periodically, memorial ceremonies are held on the bridge site.
And that motherfucker shows up every goddamn time.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Now it's starting to feel like if a John Wayne Gacy victim got a memorial and the memorial was a statue of fucking Gacy, and Gacy showed up every year to the memorial ceremony.
Even as a ghost?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, they got a movie about that, so you know.
So that's the bridge collapse. What did we learn today?
Elial fucking sucked.
Yes.
Everybody, there is secret discrimination amongst the Jewish community against Australian Jews. That is what I am taking from this story.
Tel Aviv does not like Australia.
Yeah. That is the lesson I'm going to take away from this. There is inter-Jew discrimination. Inter-Jewish discrimination against Australian Jews. You know, I'm kind of joking, but I'm half expecting that at some point somebody who is a big part of the Jewish community, knows a lot more about it than I ever will be like, you're not wrong, though. I know there is within the Jewish community, I know there is discrimination.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So.
Is it time for the theater fire?
It's time for the theater fire.
Thank God, you've like edged me for about 2 hours now.
I mean, it's about how long I do with James. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm used to it.
Yeah. I can tell, you're very skilled at it.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'm gonna make it this time, but we'll try.
You can do it.
You know what the shittiest thing about Gacy is, Raikudo? like, he would, like, fluctuate so much and play coy with, well, I don't know if I killed him. I mean, I remember my childhood perfectly, but you know, that period of time that just conveniently happens to be whenever all the murders happen, I just don't remember much.
Things happen.
Gacy was a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Come on, you got this.
I'm trying.
You're a clown. No one takes you seriously. Clowns can get away with murder.
Yeah, he actually did say, you know, clowns can get away with murder. You can do whatever you want.
And he would use that to grope people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gacy was an awful... In case you didn't know, everybody,
John Wayne
breaking
Gacy.
news, John Wayne Gacy was not a nice person.
Yeah. You got this.
I'm trying.
Lend Bird your energy. Everyone, offer your assistance. We almost got it. Come on, Bird. Yeah!
We did it! Woo!
Woo! Good job, Bird. You did it.
All right. Now for my reward. Give me the theater fire.
Okay. The Iroquois Theater Fire occurred December 30th, 1903.
Mm-hmm.
And the Iroquois Theater was in Chicago, Illinois. It's also the deadliest theater fire and deadliest single building fire in U.S. history.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you want to know how many people died?
Fuck, how many?
602.
Jesus fucking Christ! Are we sure the Inglorious Bastards didn't, like, bust in there while a Jewish French chick was burning the place down to kill Hitler? That was a Quentin Tarantino reference, everybody.
I get it. We all get it.
Katamari of immeasurable size. Yeah, I know, it's too little. Fuck you. You're not gonna size shame me. Fucking size queen. Anyway, continue. She's got a bunch of shit.
I was about to say.
Okay.
So, the Iroquois Theater was located at 2428 West Randolph Street in Chicago, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fucking Chicago again.
the syndicate that bankrolled its construction chose the location specifically to attract women on day trips from out of town who, it was thought, would be more comfortable attending a theater near the police-patrolled Loop shopping district.
And also shopping.
Yeah.
You know? You can say it, and also it's by the shopping district, so, you know.
It's where all the gays and women are.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Know your audience. If you like to go shopping, then if there's a theater nearby, yeah, you're more likely to attract that shopping crowd that also likes to watch movies.
Yeah, if you go to... I think some of the best malls are the ones that have movie theaters built into them.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan. Well, we talked about a bridge collapse, and then we talked about an airplane, and now we're talking, for the first time on DisasterCast, we're going to be covering a theater fire, and it just happens to be the largest. What was it you said?
It is both the deadliest theater fire and the deadliest single building fire in U.S. history.
Yeah. Yay.
Gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm. As we all lose our theater fire virginity here on the DisasterCast.
You want to know how long the theater was open before the fire occurred?
Yes, how long?
A little over a month.
Holy shit, you're kidding!
The theater opened November 23rd, 1903, and the fire happened December 30th, 1903.
Oh my god! That is insane!
Yep.
Wow.
See, I picked good stories for this.
Definitely, definitely. 50 meters, okay.
See, it was delayed due to labor unrest, and according to one writer, unexplained inability of architect Benjamin Marshall to complete required drawings on time.
Okay, so the dude was procrastinating a lot.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I know, like, I relate. I mean, I don't relate with the part where he probably caused the deaths of 600-something people.
Oh, just wait!
Oh, okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, the opening of the theater was lauded by drama critics and said that the Iroquois was, quote, the most beautiful in Chicago, and competent judges state that the few theaters in America can rival its architectural perfections.
Competent judges. Wow, what a backhanded compliment that
Open
is.
for 37 days! Woo!
Oh boy. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, continue.
The Iroquois had a capacity of 1,602, with 3 audience levels.
Okay. So it's one of those tiered seating
Yeah,
theaters.
it had the main floor with 700. That was on the same level as the foyer and the grand stair hall.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
getting what you're saying.
Yeah, second level was first balcony with about 400, and the third was the gallery with about 500 seats.
Okay.
And there were 4 boxes on the first level and 2 above on the second level.
Bird, would you please channel Lord Chilwin saying that? You know what? Yes, Izzy, for you, I will make sure to do that. Continue.
So, if you've ever seen any production of Phantom of the Opera or the shitty movie, just think of that kind of theater.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's how big it was.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the theater only had 1 entrance.
Of course! Why would they need more? Fire hazard? What? Hey, y'all, does that look like 50 meters? Or should I keep rolling?
I
I
don't
kind
know.
of lost track of what I was doing.
I don't know what 50 meters is and normal people counting.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, continue.
So, the theater only had 1 entrance. A broad stairway, which led from the foyer to the balcony level, was also used to reach the stairs to the gallery level. So there was a big staircase to get to the different levels.
And it was just one staircase?
From what it looks like, yes. The theater designers claim this allowed patrons to see and be seen, regardless of the price of their seats.
I would rather get in and get out.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I went to go see Phantom of the Opera in London, I didn't really care about people who saw me there, and I didn't want people to see me because I looked like a fucking schlub, because I didn't have anything good to wear. But I didn't really care about see or being seen. I wanted to see the fucking show.
Yeah, I know. I just, like, you know, anytime I've ever gone to a show, I've always just been like, can I see things? Can I see the show? I don't care about seeing the other people. Fuck them. As long as they shut the fuck up, I don't care about seeing them.
Yeah. Someone made fun of me for wearing my Boba Fett backpack to the show, because I didn't have a purse in London.
They were just mad because they weren't so cool. They weren't as cool as you.
Had to have been.
Yeah.
So, the common stairway ignored Chicago.
Oh, look at that! 50 meters, 95 centimeters! That's actually not bad.
I am Pineapple, by the way.
Pineapple, continue with the story!
So, am I Pineapple?
Yes!
You're gonna blow out the mic one day doing that.
I am. I'm thinking about getting a XLR mic anyway.
Oh, you can afford to do it now.
Yeah, I can, so, you know.
So, the common stairway ignored Chicago fire ordinances that required separate stairways and exits for each balcony. So, off to a great start.
Yeah, this is great. This is great.
And this design ended up playing into later Disaster, which I will get into. The backstage areas were unusually large. Dressing rooms were on 5 levels, and an elevator was available to transport actors down to the stage level. And the fly gallery, where the scenery was hung, was also uncommonly large.
Oh, God.
We got a lot of
God.
fodder to burn things.
Oh, God. Yeah. Like, oh, God. I'll admit, Dax, it took me about 5 watches of the Broly movie before I realized that Chilled was saying, because of raisins, Raisins is my intel guy. At first I thought he said reasons, is like Reasons was my intel guy. And then it clicked for me, like, on the 5th watch. I was like, oh, all of the guys now have fruit names, so he's saying raisins.
I was today years old.
Yeah, granted, I really love the Bardock movie.
I liked the idea of it being reasons because it's a play on a common trope of just having
because of reasons. But then you realize it's actually like a 3-tiered play on that trope. You know?
Yeah.
Which is why I love Team 4-Star very, very much.
I like watching their
and like I said, I only knew it because I really, really love their Bardock movie, so I rewatched it like 50,000 times.
Yeah. There was not staircase access alongside those elevators.
So, good guess, Jordan. You win a prize. The prize is the satisfaction of being right.
Yeah.
Which I'm told is very important for queer people.
So let's talk about some fire readiness deficiencies that were noted before the actual disaster.
Oh, great! So so this is one of those disasters that we 100% definitely saw coming.
But wait, it gets worse.
Oh, dear sweet Jesus Christ in heaven.
It was advertised in its billboards and playbills as being, quote, absolutely fireproof.
Are you fucking serious right now?
Completely. What?
I thought you were gonna. Okay, I legit thought you were gonna tell me that it was like the irony level that I was expecting was I was expecting them to advertise that it's that it's the safest theater you could possibly be at. But no, we're the most fireproof.
Whoa!
If I wrote that in a fucking book, if I wrote that in a book, the editor would send it back and say that's a little too much situational irony. It's not very realistic.
Quote. Absolutely fireproof.
Holy shit.
They did pull a Titanic, and that is specifically why I picked this one.
I'm very happy right now. You know me and the audience so very well.
I'm good at my job, what can I say?
You are. You're great at this.
So, again, they put this in their advertisements, in their playbills, everywhere. They were so proud of this. 37 days!
Oh, God. 37 fucking days, man.
An editor of Fireproof Magazine.
Are you fucking serious right now?
I am being 100% serious. An editor of Fireproof Magazine toured the building during construction and noted, quote, the absence of an intake or stage draft shaft, the exposed reinforcement of the arch, the presence of wood trim on everything, and the inadequate provision of exits were numerous deficiencies in fire readiness. Fireproof Magazine said, don't go here.
I put out the fire by accident.
Good job.
I'm very happy that this is the mission that I'm going to be spending the rest of the stream on because, like, fire.
A Chicago Fire Department captain.
37 days, so, well, that's longer than the Titanic lasted,
You're
so
not wrong.
they got that going for them.
You're not wrong. So, a Chicago Fire Department captain made an unofficial tour of the theater days before the official opening. He said, there are no sprinklers, there are no alarms, there are no telephones.
Oh my God!
Or water connections.
Like, oh, we don't need any of those.
The captain...
We just won't have the fire in the first place.
Oh, but wait, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
The captain pointed out the deficiencies to the theater's fire warden, but was told that nothing could be done, as the fire warden would simply be dismissed if he brought the matter up to the syndicate who owned the theater.
So the fire warden was straight up saying, hey, look, I tried, dude. They won't listen to me.
Yep.
Wow. At what point do you just stop being the fire warden, you know? Oh, God damn it.
But wait, it gets worse.
Okay.
When the captain reported the matter to his commanding officer, he was again told that nothing could be done as the theater already had a fire warden.
Who is not being listened to? Yes, but there is a fire warden. Oh my God. Oh my God. This really, like, holy shit. This is like the
Oh my
ability
God.
to have mitigated this disaster. This is to a level of we're okay, it's a sliding scale. There's like on one end you've got just like it is a literal freak act, like a spark of static electricity set off an explosion that you could not have possibly predicted no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like that on one scale. On the very other end of the scale, you've got conservative radio hosts who will not vaccinate and go unmasked in the middle of a COVID pandemic.
True.
We're getting closer and we are like tap dancing our way over to the conservative radio hosts.
Before you get back into the game,
Okay.
I will let everyone know Izzy found a copy of one of the advertisements for the Iroquois Theater, has posted it in the DisasterCast chat. Look in the top right corner, Bird!
Absolutely fireproof. I'm gonna take that picture and I'm gonna edit that into this VOD so that people can see it.
Gonna have it flash across the screen.
It is gonna flash across the screen. Hang on. At
Oh,
about 2 hours and 23 minutes into this stream.
Thank you, Izzy, for this gift you have bestowed upon us all. My God!
Making a note to myself so I can put that in there. Next to a picture of the burned down theater. Yes. It's gonna. First is gonna be the picture of the ticket that says how it started. Second one's gonna be the picture of the theater saying how it's going. All right, continue.
Yep, Mr. Bluebeard, that is the production that is going on that we are going to get to in just a minute.
Oh, great.
So the on-site firefighting equipment.
What on-site firefighting equipment?
There were 6.
Oh, we're getting there.
There were 6 kill fire extinguishers.
Okay. How well did that go for them?
Kill fire was a form of dry chemical extinguisher also sold for dousing chimney fires in residential homes.
Is that the one that basically the way it works is it essentially sucks the oxygen away from the fire?
Well, it's mainly sodium bicarbonate, so yes.
Okay. But the only problem with those types of fire extinguishers is if there is a person on fire, you can suffocate the person.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
It gets worse.
Oh, okay.
The user,
I'm getting ahead of things.
The user was instructed to, quote, forcibly hurl the contents...
What?
Did the contents of the tube at the base of the flames. You had to throw this powder, this 3 pounds of white powder at the base of the flames.
Smoke bomb!
And the fire that we're gonna get to began high above the stage, so the kill fire, when thrown, fell uselessly to the ground.
Jordan! We did this in a D&D game! My character got really mad at a spider that was up on the ceiling and he had a torch, so my character just threw the torch because I was getting frustrated, and the torch just missed entirely and just like sailed right under. It was a nat 1. It was such a critical failure, and it just sailed underneath right below the spider and then landed in the cobwebs, and I started a big fire. Was Cal running this? Was Cal the fire warden?
I am so goddamn happy because I picked this story. I hadn't read all of the details. I got a good gist of what happened, and I'm finding out all of the main details with you.
This is great.
This is fantastic. My cheeks hurt from smiling. So the fire.
Yeah, so that thing.
The fire.
Fire!
Shut up. So, on December 30th, 1903, a Wednesday, the Iroquois presented a matinee performance of the popular Drury Lane musical Mr. Bluebeard,
Okay.
which had been playing at the theater since opening night.
Okay.
The play, a burlesque of the traditional Bluebeard folktale,
Oh, okay.
featured Dan McAvoy as Bluebeard and Eddie Foy as Sister Anne, a role that let him showcase his physical comedy skills.
Good for him.
Dancer Bonnie Magan was also in the cast as Emir Dasher. Attendance since the opening night had been disappointing.
Oh, great.
Because people were driven away by poor weather, labor unrest, and a couple of other things.
And then they're about to really get driven away.
Yep. Yeah, see, Jordan, that's the problem. The show was too hot.
Too hot to handle.
So. The December 30th performance actually drew a much larger sellout audience. It was the one night they had the biggest audience they could hope for.
The audience that you pray for.
Yep. And it was the night of disaster.
Oh, God.
When the Phantom struck that night.
Oh, God.
I mean, based on what's gonna happen, you kind of assume.
Like, was there, like, a dude living in underground or some shit who hung out in the rafters?
So. Tickets were sold for every seat in the house, the 1,600 seats in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Plus hundreds more for standing room.
Oh, God.
There was an estimated 2,100 to 2,200 patrons attending the matinee, and many of them were children.
Oh, no. Yeah, because matinees are when the kids come.
Yep. Will you stop running into
I'm
water?
trying not to!
You're not doing a good job.
I know! Anyway. Continue. Continue?
The standing rooms areas were so crowded that some patrons sat in the aisles blocking the exits.
This is, oh God, like, oh God, this is bad.
I love
This
that
is
you
bad.
have a genuine look of horror on your face, and I'm just smiling ear to ear.
Oh, man.
Woo. Around 3:15 p.m. You know it's bad whenever we have a very specific time.
Yeah, once there's a specific time frame, shit's about to get really fucking bad.
At 3:15 p.m., shortly after the beginning of the second act, 8 men and 8 women were performing the double octet music number in the pale moonlight, with the stage illuminated by blue-tinted spotlights to suggest a night scene.
Okay.
Sparks from an arc light ignited a curtain,
Wow, the show really was too hot to handle.
probably as a result of an electrical short circuit. A stagehand tried to douse the flame with the kill fire canisters provided, but it quickly spread to the fly gallery high above the stage where the sets were.
It's like that thing whenever, like, I'm trying to do something and I keep missing and you just keep going, you missed, you missed, you missed,
That's
you missed.
literally this whole thing.
Right.
You missed.
Yeah.
You missed.
God damn it!
Quit running into water!
I'm not trying to!
Well, you're still doing it!
I know! Damn it, we need this fire.
So, there, several thousand square feet of highly flammable painted canvases used as set backdrops quickly caught fire. The stage manager tried to lower the asbestos fire curtain. Guess what happened?
Fire?
It snagged in the pulleys.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but holy shit.
Yep. The asbestos fire curtain got snagged and could not be lowered.
Holy shit!
Early reports state that it was stopped by the trolley wire that carried one of the acrobats over the stage.
Oh my god!
I love this story. But, however, later investigations did show that the curtain had been blocked by a light reflector, which stuck out from one of the arches. So it wasn't an acrobat stopping it, it was something else entirely.
Yay.
A chemist who later tested part of the curtain stated it was mainly wood pulp mixed with asbestos and would have been of no value in a fire. So it wasn't asbestos, it was a whole bunch of wood with a light layering of asbestos.
Great. You're not cheddar, you're just some basic bitch.
I am a basic bitch. I made my peace.
Well, good. I'm happy for you.
I mean, you gotta accept some parts of yourself that you really can't change. And once you accept it, you grow more confident and you grow more happy with yourself. Because you're just like, yeah, I exist. I was the sperm who made it to the egg. Look at me, world!
Feel better?
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So, Eddie Foy, who was preparing to go on stage at the time, ran out and attempted to calm the crowd that was now starting to notice, oh shit, they smoke.
Oh shit, fire!
Yeah. First, he was making sure that his young son was in care of a stagehand.
Yeah.
Eddie Foy, yeah, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
He later wrote, quote, "It struck me as I looked out over the crowd during the first act that I had never before seen so many women and children in the audience. Even the gallery was full of mothers and children."
Oh.
Foy was widely seen as a hero after the fire for his courage in remaining on stage and pleading with patrons not to panic, even as large chunks of burning scenery landed around him.
God damn.
Yeah.
This dude was badass. Like, can we just...
Trying to maintain composure with everyone in a admittedly hopeless situation.
Yeah. I wonder what was the moment for him whenever he realized, oh, fuck.
I don't know.
It was probably pretty early on.
Probably. So by this time, many of the patrons on all levels were attempting to run out of the theater.
Yeah.
Again, understandably so.
Mm-hmm.
Some had found the fire exits hidden behind drapes on the north side of the building. So there were fire exits.
Oh, there were!
You couldn't see them.
See, this is why at the beginning of shows, we point out the fire exits.
Yeah.
This is literally why
This is why we have illuminated signs.
Mm-hmm. Because fuck your immersion.
Honestly, yeah. So they were able to find the fire exits, but found they could not open them due to unfamiliar bascule locks on them.
What?
They were locked. They couldn't figure out.
What's the point of them
They could not figure out how to undo the locks.
Dear sweet Jesus up in heaven.
Bar owner Frank Hausman, a former baseball player with the Chicago Colts, actually defied an usher who refused to open the door.
Why?
I don't know why the usher was saying, no, we can't go out this door. He was able to open the door because his icebox at home had a similar lock. That's the only reason he knew how to open it.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Yep.
God damn it.
Hausman credited his friend outfielder Charlie Dexter, who had just quit the Boston Bean Eaters, with forcing open another door. Yep, I knew you were gonna. I knew that was
Boston Bean Eaters sounds like
so it's
lesbians from Boston.
It's former baseball players that are basically saving people right now.
Wow.
Because they just happen to know how to open these kinds of locks.
That's
they were rich
amazing.
enough to afford the things that had them.
That's insane.
That is weird. A third door was opened either by brute force or by a blast of air, but most of the other doors could not be opened. There were fire doors, but they had those special locks on them that prevented normal people from opening them.
You know why they had it like that, right?
So people couldn't sneak in to see a show for free.
Exactly, that's 100% why they had them that way. Why they had those locks. Fuck! That's why they had those locks.
Yep. Many were killed while trapped in dead ends, or while trying to open what looked like doors with windows in them, but were actually only windows.
Right.
The dancers on stage were also forced to flee, along with the performers backstage and in the numerous dressing rooms.
Yeah?
Several performers and stagehands facilitated an escape through the building's main rear exit, which consisted of an unusually large set of stock double doors that any theater kid has ever seen that's normally served the purpose of moving large fly scenery and set pieces into the backstage area of the theater.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that wasn't sarcasm. I legitimately know exactly.
Yeah, anyone who has ever done even a bit of theater or been backstage knows what I'm talking about.
Yep, knows exactly what those are.
So, when the door was open, an icy wind blast rushed inside.
And stoked the fire, because oxygen.
Yep, so the fire grew substantially larger. Because it's double doors opening into night Chicago icy air.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of oxygen right there.
A lot.
And guess what fire needs?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Oxygen. Oxygen. Anyway.
Do the voice.
Continue.
There we go. Many escaped from the burning theater through the coal hatch and through windows in the dressing rooms, and others tried to get out via the west stage door, which opened inwards. That's exactly what you want in a fire. Mm-hmm. And became jammed as actors pressed towards the door frantically trying to get out.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell people, hey, fucking back up a little bit.
By chance, a passing railroad agent saw the crowd pressed against the door and unfastened the hinges from the outside, using some tools that he just had on him.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so he was able to help the actors and stagehands get out by just taking off the door.
I mean, it works! Oh, god damn it.
So, as the vents above the stage were nailed or wired shut, the fireball instead traveled outwards because it couldn't go up anymore. It ducked under the stuck asbestos curtain and streaked towards the vents behind the dress circle and gallery 50 feet away.
Oh, yay.
It did a hop, skip, and a jump over that asbestos curtain and went, more stuff.
Yay.
The hot gases and flames passed over the heads of the people in the orchestra seats and started incinerating everything.
Oh, God.
And if it's passing over the people in the orchestra seats, it's pretty fucking close to people in the gallery and dress circle levels.
Mm-hmm. People dying.
Yeah. Lots of people dying. Those in the orchestra section were able to exit into the foyer and out the front door, but those in the dress circle and gallery, the second and third levels, who escaped the fireball, couldn't reach the foyer because...
There was fire in the way?
No!
Oh no, it's gonna be even worse than that.
You've seen the Titanic movie?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're about to get some real Titanic vibes right now.
Oh, Jesus H. fucking Christ.
You're gonna get some real Titanic vibes.
Oh, God. Okay.
They could not reach the foyer because the iron gates that were closed at the beginning of performances to prevent patrons in the cheaper seats from sneaking downstairs to the more expensive lower levels had barred the stairways, and they were still locked and in place.
It is a... Oh, my God. It's a straight up fuck the poor.
Yep.
Wow.
Again?
Fucking hell. God damn it.
You ever see Titanic, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yep. Great. This is just heartbreaking.
Yep. Yeah, the largest death toll was at the base of these stairways, where the iron gates were, where hundreds of people were tramped, crushed, or asphyxiated. You know, your worst fear.
Yep, that is my worst fear.
Patrons who were able to escape via the emergency exits on the north side. Okay.
Oh God, you're putting a consoling hand on my arm before you tell me this next part. That's terrifying.
The people who escaped on the emergency exits on the north side found themselves on the unfinished fire escapes.
Oh no.
Many jumped or fell from the narrow fire escapes to their deaths.
Fucking hell. Because at that point it was just like, fuck it, it's the best chance I got at this point.
The bodies of the first jumpers broke the falls of those who came after.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, students from the Northwestern University building beside the theater they tried bridging the gap with a ladder and then some boards, which was able to save a few people, but a whole bunch of them were still jumping.
Yeah. Understandably.
So, that's the amazing thing about this place. They had fire exits, but my god, did they not work?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I brought that juicy shit today.
Fucking hell.
I worked for my supper.
You certainly did. Good God.
Yep. So the Iroquois had no fire alarm box or telephone.
Of course not. Why would they want that? It's a fireproof theater!
The Chicago Fire Department's Engine 13 was alerted to the fire by a stagehand who had been ordered to run from the burning building to the nearest firehouse.
Yeah. Makes sense.
They went Newsies style and just had to have someone run and tell the world.
God.
Yep.
Run and leave behind your possibly dying friends. You're our only hope.
Well, on the way to the scene, at approximately 3:33 p.m., make a wish, a member of Engine 13 did activate an alarm box to call additional units onto the scene.
Okay.
And initial efforts were, of course, focused on people trapped on the fire escapes.
Understandable. Understandable.
The alley to the north of the theater, known as Couch Place, was icy, narrow, and full of smoke.
Great.
Aerial ladders could not be used in the alley, and the black nets couldn't be used either, because they would be concealed by the smoke, and they were useless.
Oh, God. It's like it's the call that a first responder never wants. It's the call where you get there and there's nothing you can fucking do.
Pretty much. This was a situation where they couldn't do anything.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Chicago Police Department became involved when an officer patrolling the theater district saw people emerging from the building in a panic, some with their clothing on fire.
Jesus Christ.
So that's how the police found out. They were just walking by.
So many people are finding out about this just by wandering, just by happening past.
Just by going about their daily routine.
God. No.
Maybe you should get out of the road.
Yeah, but there's like shit, there's stuff in the road.
There's also things that will kill you in the road.
I know, but still. There's shiny things in the road. Okay. Continue.
So, the officer for the police department called in from a police box on Randolph Street, and they soon converged on the scene to control traffic and aid with evacuation.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the city's 30 uniformed police matrons were called in because of the number of female casualties.
Oh, God.
There were a lot of women and children at this show.
Yeah, that's right. The dude... Yeah. The one actor mentioned it.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
So, in the aftermath...
Lots of people died.
Mass panic ensued, and, attempting their own escape from the burning building, many of those trapped inside tried climbing over piles of bodies.
I mean, you do what you gotta do.
Corpses were stacked around 10 feet high around some of the blocked exits.
God.
The victims were asphyxiated by smoke, fire, and gases, or they were crushed to death by the onrush of other terrified people around them. It's estimated that 575 people died the day of the fire, and at least 30 more died of injuries in the following weeks.
Jesus. Yeah, because, I mean, even if you made it out, there was smoke inhalation, also your ribs were probably crushed up, trauma in general.
Almost all who died were patrons, people who paid to see the show, because of the 300 or so actors, dancers, and stagehands, only 5 of them died.
Wow.
But wait, it gets worse. The aerialist Nellie Reed was to fly out as a fairy over the audience on a trolley wire to shower them in pink carnations.
Oh,
She was trapped above the stage while waiting for her entrance, and during the fire, she fell was gravely injured and died of burns and internal injuries 3 days later.
Oh, God.
Honey was just doing her job.
Oh, man, that really makes me sad.
Yep. So, in New York City, on New Year's Eve, some theaters eliminated standing room.
Yeah? Yeah?
They were just like, hey, let's not do that. Buildings and fire codes were subsequently reformed, and theaters were closed for retrofitting all around the country and in some parts of Europe. All theater exits had to be clearly marked and the doors configured so that even if they couldn't be pulled open from the outside, they could be pushed open from the inside.
Okay.
And after the fire, it was alleged that fire inspectors had been bribed with free tickets to overlook code violations.
Are you fucking serious right now?
100%.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, Mayor Carter Harrison Jr. ordered all theaters in Chicago closed for 6 weeks after the fire, and as a result of public outrage, many were charged with crimes, including Mayor Harrison.
Oof.
Most charges were dismissed 3 years
of course.
later
Yeah,
because
naturally.
of delaying tactics.
Yeah, no, nothing was gonna come of those charges.
Yeah.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, so pretty much no one was charged.
Great. Yep, that sounds about right. We're back to normal here at the DisasterCast, everybody.
So, the exterior of the Iroquois was largely intact. It was mainly the inside that got burned all to shit. The building later reopened as the Colonial Theater, which was then demolished in 1925, to make way for the equally racist Oriental Theater.
Oh, great!
Yeah. Yeah, it's now called the James M. Nederlander Theater. But, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so we got some additional factors that reduced people's ability to survive in this fire. Let's talk about what else was wrong.
Okay.
So the risk inherent in flammable scenery and props was recognized even in 1903.
Oh. Yay.
2 features: a safety curtain that confines the fire to the stage area, and smoke doors that allow smoke and heat to escape through a roof above the stage, combined to increase fire safety in theaters. They should have helped. Because this creates negative pressure and allows the stage area to basically become a chimney, and fresh air is sucked through the exit doors into the audience area. So it does allow for the smoke to dissipate a bit.
Okay. Which, yeah, that makes sense. You want to be able to see so that you can get out.
Yeah. At the Iroquois, the smoke doors above the stage were fastened closed.
Ah!
This meant that the
Ruined the ambiance.
This meant that the smoke flowed through the building and through many of the same exits people were trying to use to escape.
I'm so annoyed by this. Had to close up the doors to make room for the Build-A-Bears.
The skylights on the roof of the stage, which were intended to open automatically during a fire and allow smoke and heat to escape, were fastened closed.
Right, of course.
The curtain was not tested periodically, and it got stuck when the theater personnel tried to lower it.
Right, yes, I recall that.
And again, the curtain was not fireproof.
Like you claim to be.
Curtains made with asbestos interwoven with wire create a strong and effective barrier against fire.
And a lot of cancer.
But the curtain was largely wood pulp mixed with asbestos fiber, which makes the life of the curtain prolonged and the cost cheaper, and the wire foundation may be dispensed with. So it's a curtain that can get inside city ordinances, but it has no value in a fire. Are we having fun yet?
Asbestos curtains are the TSA of fireproofing.
Yes. Well, no, a good asbestos curtain actually could help out. It was just this was the one that helped you past the safety exam, but didn't actually have to do anything.
Yep. Great. Great!
So there were also a number of factors in the emergency evacuation of itself. Now, the owner claimed the theater had 30 exits that would allow everyone to escape the building within 5 minutes.
But it doesn't help if the fucking exits are locked!
Yep. So let me list off some factors.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're almost done.
No, just like, oh god.
Almost
How much
done.
worse can this get?
Single player.
I think I finished the single player campaign.
I was about to say, did you beat the game?
No, because the story isn't completed. Anyway, continue. Continue!
So, the exit doors open inward into the auditorium instead of outward.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
So, the crowd pressed against the doors, keeping them closed, because they were in a panic.
Yeah, because it's hard to tell a big group of panicked people, hey, back up a little bit towards the fire.
Yeah. There were no exit signs,
Right.
and most of the exits were concealed by the flammable drapes, and also many were locked.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem as well.
The theater staff had never had a fire drill.
What?
They were unfamiliar with the exits, and,
Well, why would they need it? It's fireproof.
and some refused to open locked doors.
Oh my god.
There was no emergency lighting. Because of this, the main auditorium lights were never switched on. The theater was dimly lit,
Oh, Jesus
as
Christ.
it would be for a show. So when tons of burning scenery collapsed onto the stage, the electrical switchboard was destroyed and the electrical lights went out. So
Holy
the
shit.
only thing allowing them to see was the fire. During performances...
So it's like, okay, the darker it is, the better, right?
And again, during the performances, the stairways were blocked with iron gates. So,
So if you got the cheap seats, you were fucked.
yep. Many of the exit routes were actually confusing, because again, they were either covered by drapes, or people who worked in the theater didn't know where they were.
Yeah?
There were several ornamental doors that looked like exits, but were not.
Wow.
200 people died in one passageway because they thought one door was an exit, and it was not.
Oh my fucking god. So like the door just went to a passageway, or the passageway led to the door that didn't open?
Passageway led to the door that did not open.
Holy fuck, just imagine.
Come get your real fake doors.
God damn.
And the iron of fire escapes on the north wall led to at least 25 deaths. Because
That says 125 deaths.
yeah,
You said 25?
I said 125.
You said 25.
Sorry,
That's
125.
okay. That's okay.
I'm getting tired. Leave me alone.
That's okay, that's okay.
The upper platform had no way of getting down. It was a balcony, basically, at that point. And people were trapped on all levels because the icy, narrow stairs and ladders were too dangerous to use, and because smoke and flames blocked the way down. Like fire, hellfire.
It really would have been like in the climax of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, just looking down at the fire down below the church. Like it literally. My God, what do you have to say about this, Robo King? Critical mass. I've had enough. I'm going on strike.
Season means a production,
What
comrade!
will I do with all my free time?
Oh god, that's been my struggle, my dude.
Until the Katamari rolls, that's a secret. It really is just like, I'm gonna be listening to that while I finish up the yard work later. It's like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin.
I would love to see a redo of that scene, but Cloud Frollo is a female.
On one hand, I think that would be cool, but on the other hand, I feel like, because there are certain aspects of that song that resonate with my own struggles with like being queer and, you know, having grown up in a religious household. So like sometimes I do feel that, but by the same token, the only thing about that is like like, the big part of Frollo's story was that he was a fucking incel asshole.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if I want to turn it into, as much as I can in some ways interpret it as a gay person wrestling with their upbringing. It's also the original intent is that Frollo is an asshole incel.
Well, see, my whole thing isn't like just purely a gay having feelings. It would be of a woman who has gone through the Pray the Gay Away program. And so they become so judgmental, and that's why they're bad that way.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay, sorry, we got sidetracked.
Okay, I'm almost done, I promise. So, there was a memorial created, the Iroquois Memorial Hospital.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, the hospital had a bronze bas-relief memorial by sculptor Lorado Taft. And the marker was put up December 31st, 1911, as depicting, quote, the motherhood of the world protecting the children of the universe, the body of a child born on a litter by Herculean male figures, with a bereaved mother bending over it. What?
Yeah, I'm just like, I need an adult?
Yeah, I'm just like, that sounds weird.
Yeah, I need an adult? Ah, yeah, but no. No, you are not.
So, the bronze memorial ended up being removed from the Iroquois Hospital when the building was demolished in 1951.
Okay.
It was placed in storage in City Hall until it was installed in its current location near the building's La Salle Street entrance in 1960.
Oh, cool.
So they built a memorial hospital, and then they got rid of the memorial hospital.
Okay. That's weird, but okay.
Not the weirdest thing we've ever heard here.
No, definitely not the weirdest thing on DisasterCast, but definitely an odd thing. I will say that.
So it was installed in 1960, but the memorial wasn't rededicated until November 5th, 2010, with a descriptive plaque being donated by the Union League Club of Chicago, which sounds like something Gacy would have been into.
It does, yeah. Mainly because, like, death.
Yeah. And Chicago held an annual memorial service in City Hall until the last survivors died, and then they stopped caring.
Yeah, it's like, gotta kind of keep this going long enough for the rest of the survivors to die. Thankfully, that won't last too long, because a lot of those kids died, so,
yeah,
you know.
So many kids died.
It'd be fine.
So much dead children.
Yay.
So, the Iroquois fire prompted widespread implementation of the panic bar, first invented in the UK following the Victoria Hall disaster. The panic exit devices are now required by building codes for high occupancy spaces, and were mass manufactured in the US following another fire by the Von Duprin Company, which is now a part of Allegion.
Allegion?
Allegion.
Allegion? Allegion? Ellen DeGeneres?
So what a panic bar is, it's a type of door opening mechanism that allows you to open a door by pushing a bar.
Okay. Yeah, I know what type you're talking about. It's usually the kind you see on pretty much any emergency exit.
Yeah, it's to keep
That's clearly fucking labeled as an emergency exit.
It's mainly
alarm will sound if door opened.
Yep. It's mainly just to prevent people panicking and getting stuck in the hallway.
Yeah, you can just slam up against the door and the door opens right up.
Exactly.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Look at that, you did it.
I did.
And you got a whole minute left.
Mm-hmm.
A second result of the fire was the requirement that an asbestos fire curtain, or a sheet metal screen, be raised before each performance and lowered afterward to separate the audience from the stage.
Yeah.
And the third result was that all doors in public buildings must open in the direction of egress. But that practice did not become national until the Collinwood School fire of 1908.
Yeah, I need a little bit more time to work on that one. Why we want to, get out ahead of that.
We had to wait until there was a school fire.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I'm guessing I know what a future episode of DisasterCast is gonna be.
Maybe, because this is a very short one, though.
Ooh, okay, alright. On the next episode.
Actually, legit, let me write that down.
Yeah. So anything else on that one?
No, I mean, opened up to a pretty racist name, and we got another racist name afterwards.
Fire and Locked Door Stories. Check out the Coconut Grove and Rhythm Club fires from the forest. I think we talked about one of those fires.
I don't know.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know we discussed a club fire.
We discussed a lot of things. We've had 20 episodes.
I know one of our earlier episodes was a club fire.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So what have we learned here today, everybody?
I don't fucking know.
Fire bad. Lube up your nuts. Everyone hates Australians. And...
How dare you? Hugh Jackman is a national treasure.
And, dead bodies break falls. I feel like that's what we can take away from all this.
Yep.
Oh, it might have been the upstairs lounge, Jordan, that we talked about. Welcome back from danger!
Well, I don't think we covered the upstairs lounge. All I know is that was covered by True Crime Obsessed.
Did you roll up a thrilling Katamari? Probably not.
No.
You're probably gonna say that you're unhappy with it, because you're never happy with it. You're like my fucking parents. Analyzing size. 5,000 kilometers is pretty good. Uh-oh, I dropped it. It was... Fuck you! Fuck you. Danger, danger! Fuck you. This was a wasted vacation day. Make it bigger, always bigger.
Okay, I already got my topics for next week picked out.
Okay, let's make a star. Dangerous star. Ba-ba-ba-boom. Alright. Time for a break. Goodbye, danger. What a great way to end today's DisasterCast. Goodbye, danger. What's this? The cousins prevail. Stars shine. Give or take a few. But the pall is still upon royal remembrances. The king's still asleep.
Did we finish up the game?
I don't know. Enter the queen. The king's kokoro is somewhere in that head. Roll it up to roll him out of bed. Out of Mandrake, out of the
What?
bed of Mandrake, where he lies.
God, that bulge.
I know, right? Like, damn. Enter the queen with your lubed up nuts. Koro Koro Katamari in search of Kokoro!
Okay. So I don't think we finished up the game, but I think probably the next time we do this, you're gonna finish up the game
next
really
turn will
early.
definitely be the end of this part of Katamari. Alright, everybody.
So either you gotta get another Katamari game set up, or you gotta prepare some slides for podcasting.
Okay. I can do either one. I can go either way.
Just like me.
Pretty much, yeah. Alright, everybody.
Enter the queen with your lubed up nuts.
Mm-hmm. Alright, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining us for DisasterCast today. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me just mute this up. Hope you all had a good time. The raid message for today is 100% going to be... Kayla's decided it's going to be enter the queen with your lubed up nuts.
Because Izzy wrote it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, raid message, enter the queen with your lubed up nuts. I'm going to give you all some time to write that down so you can copy that to paste into the chat. And as usual, we're going to send old Minx a raid. Wait, let me just make sure that she's live. I'm pretty sure she is.
I saw the notification she was live.
Yeah, but, let's make sure she's still live is the thing. Yep, she's still there. Okay. Alright, everybody. Go say hi to Minx. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be continuing Psychonauts 2, which I am really, really, really loving, so I hope that y'all will come out and enjoy it with me, because it has been a lot of fun so far. Again, thank y'all very much. Raid messages, enter the queen with your lubed up nuts.
Yes.
y'all have a great rest of your day and stay safe.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.